Philadelphia, 97.5 The Fanatic. 97.5 The Fanatic's $1,000 gift card giveaway.
All right. Keyword is quick. That's right, quick. Text the word quick to 45911. That's the keyword quick. You can also enter the keyword quick on the Fanatic app or at 97.5thefanatic.com or text it to 45911. Like I said, the keyword is quick. 97.5 The Fanatic's $1,000 gift card giveaway presented by American Standard HVAC Contractors. To find a dealer, visit AmericanStandardAir.com. One person selected at random will win. Get complete rules for this company-wide contest at 97.5thefanatic.com. Good luck.
It's time now for Cuz Radio.
What up, Cuz?
Deshaun Jackson gets a block. Are you kidding?
Talking with the Cuz.
Go Cuz. How you doing?
Stairs rips one into the night.
Stolen by the doctor. Yes, he's got it. Here he comes. Way rock the baby to sleep and slam dunk.
Look, Cuz, don't even try it, okay?
Now here's Anthony Gargano.
Why don't you get the hell out of here, Cuz?
Was that just hideous? What a way to end it. Oh, God. That was an excruciating Game 6 with closeout. Turns into our nightmare. Mother's Day in Boston, Game 7. After last night's closeout party never materialized. I mean, I keep going back to they had the game, right? Like, listen, they were not good last night. They seemed pretty tight to me. Now, obviously, you know, you looked at Harden and he was just bad. I mean, just, you know, the Beard has had 2 great games in the series and 2 bad ones, and last night was a bad one. But they still should have overcome it, right? And even though they were sluggish to start, and even though it was, you know, it was a little ugly at times, Boston went through their own funk, right? And even though Tobias didn't score, he did a hell of a job on Tatum. Tatum was completely frustrated for 3.5 quarters. And it you know, listen, it felt like they still should have won the game in this sense. There's 4:29 left in game. The Sixers are up 83-81, and they just stopped executing. And I'm looking at myself going, get the ball to Embiid. Like, how does that not happen? How does that not happen? He had 1 shot in the last 6 minutes of the game. Like, you know, how do you not go, dude, yo, I'm going down low, and I'm getting a basket. Give me the ball. He had 1 miss, right? 1 shot. It was with 3 and change to go. So it went like this. Here's the possessions. Harden miss, Embiid miss, Maxey miss. Maxey missed free throw. Tucker miss. Harden had a shot blocked by Horford. Melton missed. Harden missed. Harden turnover. And then the Celtics are up 95-84. I mean, they go from up 2 to down 11, and then B gets what? 1 shot? Like, forget about MVPs and stuff like that. You need a basket. He's the biggest mismatch going around. He's got to get the ball. I'm confused, and I'm just that game was just a bad game, man. It was just a shame because they had this game. They totally had Boston on the ropes. Totally had them on the ropes. Brogdon was hot early, right? But you look at Tatum. Tatum was completely frustrated. And then you felt the momentum in the third quarter and the fourth quarter. I felt like it was closeout time. And then when it came to finally closing them out, they just stopped running their offense. Turnovers again. Bad shot. Oh, my God. What a bummer. I mean, listen, I'm going to say this to ref from the jump. I think they can go up and win Sunday. Call me crazy. I do. I think they can go up and win Sunday. But intellectually, I'm not without the, hey, we're still going to be a 7.5 point underdog. This team, which has never been the toughest team, right? Like mentally toughest, this is like a referendum for them on Sunday. Like, you got to close them out. Like, you got to win Game 7. You failed to close that game at home. Now you got to win. Like, you really have to win. This is an important game for this group. It really is. I mean, think about what hangs in the balance on Sunday. You got Harden's legacy, right? His playoff legacy. There was always that talk about playoff James Harden. Well, 2 games he plays great. 2 games he does not play well. So, Game 7 is it. Your legacy's on the line. Embiid, right? Like, you have the Embiid piece. Right? Joe's, you got to get out of the second round. Doc, having a series lead. It's just important, right? Like, just an important game for Sunday. It just is. I got to tell you, I'm a little distraught, right? Because I'm frustrated, and there were so many things that kind of went awry. Like, the game was there for them to win, right? When you're up 83-81 with 4 and change to go, you got to win the game. You're right there. You got to win it. Oh, I'll tell you one thing. One of our listeners said it best. They are like a movie. Like this whole thing's like a movie. It was weird because I had a weird feeling that they could lose and then come back and win Sunday. But I mean, it's like a movie. It's like, it's Boston. It's your nemesis. You haven't won a title in 40 years. Wow. Oh, my God. Judas! Oh, that was rough.
Yeah, that sucked. You and I were texting right away after the game ended, and I just feel like they died in the middle of the game. Like, they make this incredible comeback, right? Yeah. It's 15-3. They come back, and then the Celtics go up 10 again, and then they come back, and they just keep fighting and fighting, and then they take the lead, and I'm like, all right. The Celtics, they realize they're done. Tatum's not hitting anything.
Tatum was so frustrated.
Missoula's got a blank face on the side. Yeah, the only guy that's really giving any effort is Marcus Smart, but they look pretty much done. They're not making anything. And then the Sixers, it's like they just stopped playing.
Yeah.
Like, all of a sudden, you talked about Joel Embiid doesn't touch the ball the last 4 minutes of the game. Tobias Harris doesn't attempt a shot since the second quarter.
Wait, real quick. I just need to figure out how that doesn't happen.
I don't know. I mean, and it doesn't matter what level of basketball you're playing, from Moss's league to the NBA, the best player, not even the MVP, just the best player of your individual team touches the ball at least once in the final 4 minutes.
Like, how does he not say, yo?
Well, yeah, it's the other thing.
Get me the ball. I'm going to go down low, and I'm just going to go Godzilla, right? I mean, I just don't know how you don't touch the ball.
It was almost like they were afraid because of the Robert Williams, Al Horford defensive showing of 2 bigs. Like, is that what it was? Like, I don't know. I get you had open looks. PJ Tucker had a bunch of them. He had a couple shots, but he didn't hit any down the stretch.
He only played 20 minutes. He only played 20 minutes in a game, which I thought was odd.
Me too.
I didn't really dig the rotation last night. Again, and the other thing too, with Harden was really not good last night, right? I think Doc should have took him off ball and went more of a 2-man game with Maxey and Embiid. I really think. I really believe I really believe they should have done that. We're here at the Parks Race and Sportsbook inside Chickies and Pete's. Our girlfriend over here is freaking out. How could they give that game away? I hear you. I still can't believe it. I can't believe they lost that game, Jonas.
Yeah, I got no answer. Honestly, I have no answer when it looked like they did everything.
Perplexed.
Like they kept on taking the punches of the Celtics. How many times have you seen that in sports? The team with their back up against the wall, sometimes they come out on fire and they end up winning the game. Or sometimes they come out on fire, but then they run out of gas. And that's what it looked like. It looked like Boston ran out of gas. And when Boston's out of gas, you put your foot on the throttle, and they never did.
Dude, how many times did they have shots that could have been made that could have killed it, like iced the game?
Yeah.
Like, they should have been up 10 in the fourth quarter. They scored 13 points in the fourth quarter.
13 points, man.
Dude, they scored 13 points. They scored 86 for the game.
Tatum had close to 13 alone in the fourth quarter.
You know what that tells me? It tells me they were tight.
Yeah, but they shouldn't have been tight. Like, they were the team that came back. It's not like Boston goes on, they're down 16, and Boston comes back like game 4, right? And then the Sixers still come away with the win. No, you were the team that came back. You should be loose.
Dude, the game, I got to tell you, the game to me was lost when they didn't go up 10. They're freaking melting. What in the world happened to him?
Yeah, he had a bad game yesterday.
Oh, my God.
He had a bad game yesterday.
I was wrong with him.
And he got a lot of minutes, right? You mentioned Tucker and his lack of minutes. Melton got a lot of minutes yesterday.
Listen, he had wide open shots.
Yep.
He had at least 3 open threes that he clanked that could have stretched the lead. You needed to swell the lead, stretch the lead. It could have happened. Oh, Judas.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day is right. Oh, my God. All right, we got lots to do. We got to commiserate. And listen, it's not over, all right? It's not over. I do think they can rally and win. I mean, I call me crazy, I know. It's not over, but you got to get this bad taste out of your mouth from last night. This was bad. It was just bad. Oh. Man, oh, man. Hey, by the way, let me just say one thing. That we talk about sports and we love sports and we talk about frivolity and everything else. But we wanted to say our prayers are with John and John Kincaid. And we just want to make sure he's well and we'll do anything he needs and help him anyway. And he'll get through this thing, and he'll be back on the air soon. We love him, and just want to make sure everybody knows that our prayers are with him. Let's take a quick TO, Judas, and we'll come right back, and we'll talk to our friends. And again, we'll commiserate all of a sudden Mother's Day. I can't believe it. Oh, man, Mother's Day. Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Mother's Day. The mother fathers are playing Mother's Day. Let's talk about the Bet Parks app, shall we? Because it's a Bet Parks Friday. All kinds of good stuff is happening in sports. You got hoops tonight, right? Miami, they're trying to win the series. They're a 5.5-point favorite over the Knicks. At 10 o'clock, you got the Lakers and Warriors, right? So you got a full slate. The Lakers are a 2.5-point favorite on the Bet Parks app. Check it all out. Baseball, Phils in Colorado. Hopefully they'll put up some crooked numbers right there. New users bet $10. You get $125 in sportsbook bonus if your first bet wins. And again, you bet all the props in baseball, and hoops, and you got golf, all that stuff. BetParks.com is terms and conditions. Sports bonus must be wagered at least once. See the website for details. Got to be 21 in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, or Ohio. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Well, we head to Game 7. I'm Andrew Saltunis, and this update is brought to you by Insperity. Insperity, providing scalable HR solutions, access to better benefits, HR technology, and payroll for over 35 years. Insperity HR that makes a difference. Sixers hosted the Celtics last night, and
on all style windows. Plus, make no down payment with no payments and no interest for 12 full months. Call 866-90NATION or visit windownation.com.
All right, welcome back. I'm going to ask you about a sequence that I just don't get. So it happens. The Sixers are up. Let me just find it here. They're up 83-81. All right. If you remember that they had the coach's challenge. Remember the challenge?
Yes.
6, right? So he subs Niang in the game for Tucker with a 2-point lead. Now, I don't get why you put Niang in there. I know he hit a couple threes earlier, but I would not have put Niang in the game there. But, okay, he does that. Maxey misses a 3, and then Horford gets a rebound. Horford misses a 3. Tobias gets the rebound. Harden misses a 3. Brown rebounds, right? And then next thing you know, Tatum hits the 3. They're up 1. Now, Embiid misses his, and again, he's 19 feet from the basket, right? The only shot he takes with 3:56 to go, he's 19 feet from the basket. Wow, come on. Then there's the Tatum. Now, this is the sequence here. So they run a screen for Tatum. Maxey's guarding Tatum. And I don't understand why Maxey's guarding him, not Tobias, who had done such a good job on him. My man, it's funny, my man, the Guru, sends me the video. He's right on. You gotta, why is Maxey guarding him? Tatum takes Maxey off the dribble, step back 3, and that gave the Celtics all the momentum, put them up 87-83. Then Doc puts Tucker back in the game.
I'm trying to think who else was on the court for the Celtics. Because was that the Horford and Williams? And maybe Tobias was on one of the two big bodies.
I'm sure he had to be.
Right, because Maxey's D'd up Tatum in the second half of times. As you remember in the series, remember the push-off that wasn't called.
Yeah.
That was Maxey on Tatum, so it's not the first time he's been on him this series.
But down the stretch, you want to do that?
No, you shouldn't do that. I'm guessing.
And I know you're looking at matchup-wise. Why wouldn't you? Because it goes back to Tucker, Niang coming in the game for Tucker. If Tucker's in the game, you have Tucker on the other big.
Right, exactly.
Like that's what I don't get. So so Williams and Horford are in the game.
Okay, so that's probably what it was.
Yeah, but that's why you needed Tucker in the game. Why you subbing out Tucker for Niang?
That's a good question. I mean, I guess offense, defense at that point.
But you're up 2. I still want the tough player on the floor.
Right. Yeah, no, I don't disagree with it.
Hey, listen, I mean, Niang played, hit a nice couple threes, whatever, but come on. Down the stretch, you want him in the game, at the end of the game?
And that's just when it ended, man. Like, it just died.
I know. The whole life went out.
That's the thing. Like, and there was nobody.
God, I'm so depressed.
There was nobody. And I love that the ESPN broadcast pointed it out, and I hope Doc points it out. When they're down 8, and I get it, it's tough to come back down 8 with only a minute and a half left, but the Sixers missed the shot.
Yeah.
And Harden and Embiid, both of them. You're two leaders, all right? I love Joe, but I'm not afraid to point this out. They're walking up the court.
You know what that was like? Miami last year.
Yeah. They both shuffled their feet up.
You remember?
And this is the shot.
And it was Miami last year in the club. You remember Maxey was the only one who was playing.
He was the only one playing. He was playing full court.
And we talked about that.
Yep.
And he was the only one busting it. And Joe didn't bust it. And Harden didn't bust it. They were walking the same thing.
No, it's 5-on-3. It's 5-on-3. You're down 8. If you force a miss and then you hit a 3, you're down 5 with a minute 15.
Here's the problem, man. You can't be defeated like that.
No.
You got to play to the last. I hate to say it sounds cliche, but You do. You can't be sagging like that.
Hey, it's the playoffs. It's not January.
Yeah.
That bothers me, man.
Well, you know what that is? That's immaturity and moodiness. And
I thought we got past that.
I know. I agree.
Yeah, Harden, you're a grown man. You know?
And he was just he was bad in the game. You know.
Hey, it's all about the refs, and I get it. The refs were great yesterday either, but come on, man.
Dude, I can't believe it.
He tripped over his own feet, and he's looking for a call.
I know. Sad. But it's not over. All right?
No, it's not.
Listen, I know people, and right away, you know, I know how we are. And listen, I'm bummed. It was a gut punch. So believe me, I feel it too. I feel it more than anybody. I'm with you guys. But I do think they have a chance, man. I do. Call me crazy. And, you know, Mother's Day miracle. You want the alliteration? That Boston team is still teeters in my eyes. They still teeter, Tunis. There's still a part of me that doesn't think that they're a championship level team, that they have their own makeup issues. All right. Let's go to the phone lines. Let's talk to John. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Hey, John.
Hey, good morning, guys. Man, that was a gut punch.
Yeah, buddy.
Man, I had a nightmare, dude. I'm thinking back, we're at the sports bar watching on Father's Day, and here we are on Mother's Day.
Yeah, listen, I hear you, buddy. I hear you. But listen,
here's the deal.
It's not over yet.
Nah, you're right. Here's the deal, dude, and I called it. I was kind of tied up this morning with Kincaid, but to me, man, you were actually, when I called in, you were right on that segment of game. It's about 3 minutes left, and that's where the Sixers lost. And I know it's revisionist history. I know you hate to hear it on a down day. Andre Drummond was the piece they needed. Maybe there's a different face, but that presence in the paint. When you talked about us going up 2, they steal the free throws away. Maxey goes down like a true journeyman and bangs them out. The kid hits both of them. You're back up 2. Sixers, all you got to do at this point is play ball control. Keep it close, right? Tatum didn't beat us. The Sixers beat themselves. Joel Embiid is a freak. He's the Hulk. And this guy's on the perimeter. We go down, I believe it was Niang misses one. There's nobody there to clean up the offensive glass. Mind you, you're up 2 points right now, Gus.
Yeah.
Okay? We go transition the other way. Roughly 3 minutes left. Tatum hits his. Whatever. He's a great player. It's going to happen. We come back down the court, and as you alluded to, Joe's not taking it to the rack and getting a foul like he does so good. Hits the free throws. No. He pulls up from 19, 20 foot. Who's there to get the board? And again, that's where the game turns.
Well,
and
you need to get him closer to the basket. Like, I agree with you. I mean, first of all, you need more than one shot within the final 6 minutes of the game.
No doubt.
One shot is ridiculous. And you got to get him the ball down low. He's got to attack.
That's right. And you know what's funny? And it's funny, you got kids my age, and I'm telling them every weekend, I'm saying, quit hitting the fadeaway's cute. Take it to the rack. Take it. The rules are for the offense, cuz. Joel, take it to the rack. Get hacked on the arm. Even if you don't get the 2 to go, you're going to hit both free throws. You know, it's just so frustrating because the games that they did not beat you, we beat ourselves. Joe should have took over the game late. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so tired. He's a great shooter. Don't get me wrong. I'm so tired.
Well, I mean, again, Harden, you know, he's got to get him the ball. Like, you got to get him the ball. Like, that's the other thing too. You know, thanks, brother, for the call. We appreciate it, Johnny.
Thank you, guys.
See you, buddy. But you got to give him the ball. I really thought they should have took Harden off ball and just put 2-man game Maxey and Embiid.
I really don't know what happened, and it's like reminiscent of going back to Game 7. The final game against the Heat last year, which is depressing. But remember, Harden said there was no offensive plan.
Yeah,
and it kind of seemed like that. Well,
that shouldn't happen now. I mean, again, last year is when he comes in, the whole thing. They've been honing this thing all year.
Yeah, and it's worked.
And they've closed out. They've closed this stuff out. Like, they've played good ball.
They have since since December.
Well, that's what was so mysterious about it. It's like my buddy Boo says, did Embiid even want the ball? And obviously I go, I don't know. But, I mean, how does he not, get the ball?
It's interesting. After the game, he talked about it, and he said, I don't even think I touched the ball the final 4 minutes of the game. But then at the same time, what star player doesn't go, yo, give me the bleeping ball?
Yeah.
Right? Like, if you're Embiid,
that's what Boo's alluding to.
You come up to the top of the key and just, ask for the rock.
Yeah. But again, it's weird because he still needs, he's not your typical face to basket, like he's not Tatum, right? Who is still going to drive the ball and create his own shot, right? As great as he is, he still needs some sort of entry pass and a little bit of space before he creates. Oh, man. Oh. What happened to the beard? I've never seen anything like it. He looked so good this series, right? He played 3 really good games.
Yep.
And 2 great games. 2 incredible games, right? I think he played real well last game. So call it 3, and then 1 game you throw out, and the other 2 were disasters.
Yeah, it was basically 2 Houston Hardens, 1 Brooklyn Harden, and then, 2 trash Hardens.
God. I mean, that's just
hopefully
brutal.
this just sets up for him playing well Game 7. You got an extra day of rest.
You need him.
Which hopefully is good for him, right?
I know. They got to win, man. There's too much hanging. There's too much hanging in the balance.
Yeah, the state of the Sixers.
You know what's amazing to me is that this is 1982 all over again. It's 1982 in a different way, but it's just like that. So the Sixers, they couldn't get past Boston. They blew the lead. Yeah, I told the story yesterday, how they were up 3-1 twice. They blew the leads, and they couldn't win it. Like, we owe you one. They started this we owe you one campaign in like the 77, right, when they lost to the Trailblazers. And it's like the Boston unfinished business thing. And they do we owe you one, and they were buzzing around, and they couldn't get it done. They couldn't get it done. And it reminds me, now they're going to go into Boston just like the Sixers were going to go into Boston in 1982.
Yep.
After blowing a 3-1 lead for the second time on a Sunday. It's uncanny.
No, it really is. It's funny. I'll preview the vault a little bit. I got all kinds of random stuff in it today to lighten up the mood, but I do have the clip that I played about 2 weeks ago, and it was the Julius Erving telling that story about going back to the Garden for Game 7. So I'll play that later on at 11 o'clock. But yeah, it's literally the same.
We got to channel that game.
It's the same thing, dude. But here's the thing. I can be bummed out today and miserable and feel robbed and crushed, but like you said, they still have a shot.
I believe
I can't this isn't funeral day.
Yeah, I can't do the funeral day. Listen, we can bemoan the game all day long, but they still have a chance, man. I still believe that they can go there and win. They already won 2 games. They won twice there. Let's go to Mike. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Hello, Mike.
Hey.
How you doing, buddy?
This is rough. Not good. Yeah. And Doc just frustrates me. I don't understand what he's doing sometimes. I mean, you already pointed out several of the issues. That one rotation, he got all the starters out except Maxey. Maxey's out there basically by himself. And this is Game 6. I know you got to get guys rest. Joe has a knee and Harden's older, but Maxey is out there basically by himself. I think it was Niang and House and Melton, and nobody is doing anything. It's a closeout game.
Yeah.
Just some questionable decisions.
Yeah, listen, I'm with you. And it's a shame is I lauded him all day yesterday because I thought he coached a hell of a series. He coached, I thought he's done a great job this year. That rotation yesterday, I just didn't understand it. I agree.
Yeah, I don't either. And So another side point, I hope these young guys and all these people who are supporting Chunas on the Broad Street celebration crap, can we not ever say anything like this ever again for any other Philadelphia team? Have you learned your lesson? I've been through too much for you guys to talk about celebrating before it's over.
All right. Well, listen, it was all in fun. It wasn't meant to. Nobody was celebrating before the series is over. Trust me, brother.
Well, yeah, but they were talking about it, weren't they? You heard it.
No, listen. It was just all in conjecture and all. It really
Quite
was.
frankly, I think you're an a-hole.
Stop.
Wow.
Stop.
Nice.
Stop. No.
Mike, it's a joke. Get out of it. Like,
Dude,
come on, man. Get over
it's the Celtics. I don't think you understand. You're not old enough to understand, and that's irritating.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll have my parents apologize to you.
Okay.
They should have gotten busy earlier.
All right. Stop. Look, there's no infighting. All right,
No, it's
brother.
frustrating that I'm
Thanks,
younger.
Mikey.
Sorry, Mike. My bad.
No, just come on.
I'll rewrite my birth certificate for you.
Yeah, I'm like really sick and under the weather, and they lost, and I'm miserable. We don't need any infighting today. Chunas didn't mean anything by it. Where are you at, brother? Oh man, I can't believe it. I'm so upset. Joe, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Joe,
Hey, what's up, Anthony?
how you doing, Joey?
All right, my man. Very frustrating, man. I watched the game, and, common sense, Embiid is unguardable underneath, and, you do the pick and roll from the foul line, you dominate, and, there's 4 minutes left in the game, and he touches it one time. Honestly, I think Doc Rivers has to go. I mean, they came out so flat yesterday. They should have been hungry.
Yeah.
They won in Boston. You're coming home.
Didn't they look tight to you? They look tight to me. They fall behind 13-3, and their shots, they had plenty of open shots.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of looked like they were playing grade school basketball in the beginning. It's just like they come out unprepared. You got to be hungry. You got to be hungry when you're at home. You got to close it out. You're leaving the door.
It looked a little tight to me, yeah. Yeah, it looked like, the moment was there. The crowd was wild.
Yeah, God, man. It's just so frustrating sometimes when I watch Embiid knowing that he can't be stopped underneath.
Yeah.
And, if you're the coach, listen, time out. Listen, you need to be underneath. You need to be dominating. You get them guys in foul trouble. You shoot great foul shots. What are you doing? What are you doing? It drives me crazy. You ain't watching. I want to smash the TV.
I hear you, buddy. Especially as the game's going down and going along, you're going, all right, well, now when I need a basket, that's where I need you. And he's delivered, right? It's not like he hasn't delivered in the clutch. He's won games for them. You got to give him the ball. I just don't understand how he never got the ball.
Like Chunas says, you got to touch. You got 4 minutes left. You're touching the ball one time. No. You need to have the ball every possession. Bottom line, they double team, you kick out. You got an open guy. You got to make the shot. But get to that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just drives me crazy. It really does. I think Doc Rivers, he needs to go. There's got to be some changes. Tobias Harris, he wants to show up. You don't want to show up. Yeah, he played good defense, but you got to score at least 15 points, my man. You're missing layups. Come on, man.
No, listen. I mean, obviously he needs to score. I agree with you. He needs to score. He played such good D on him that that I kind of look at him and go, he showed up defensively. So, but I hear you. I mean, you're right. I mean, you on a night like that, he had a couple looks, couple bunnies that he just had to make, got to convert.
Right, you got to convert, man. I mean, it's just now we got to worry about Sunday. It's a shame. So we'll see what happens, man. Hopefully it goes our way. Now we're going to
listen. I think they have a chance. I really have. I think this team. I still believe in this team, and I think they got a shot. I really do.
I can't do the whole look. I don't have a Doc Rivers jersey.
What's that, buddy?
I don't have a Doc Rivers jersey. Okay, I'm not the biggest Doc fan. I can't do he's got to go today. You got Game 7, dude. I knew that this was going to be the tone of people coming into today. I felt it all last night. I was texting my buddies. I'm miserable.
But that this is Chunas is This is the disappointment in not closing out.
Yeah, but look, they lose Sunday. All right, we'll have the conversation about moving on from Doc. I can't do that today. He's had a good series except for last night. But that's back-to-back callers that it's, oh, man, Doc's got to go. Can't wait for the next coach. Well, I can, because if they win the championship, that means he's staying.
Right.
And I would rather win than talk about firing Doc.
If I told you how many of these shows that I've done.
Oh, I know. I'm sure.
So it's like today's the day you give people latitude. Like today's the day where people are allowed to go off half-cocked and they don't need to be corrected, even though it's all emotion. Today's a day of it's a bundle of emotion, brother. That's what today is. Today's just all emotion, because that's what we are. We're our town, because we care so deeply. We're a bundle of emotion, and today we're all gonna it's got to get out. Like we got to get this emotion out, and it's got to be that way until we can turn the page and then look at Sunday, because I can't tell you how eerily familiar this feels. Sunday, nobody giving him a shot. Because the national pundits, they're not going to give the Sixers a chance, right?
Yep.
I saw it once before, man. All right, 610-632-0975, 610-632-0975. Cuz Radio with the Tunis right here, 97.5 The Fanatic. Look, let's talk a little about mowing season. It's upon us. Never been a better time to get a Gravely zero-turn mower. And now, take advantage of the Gravely momentous sales event. April showers, well, they brought May savings. Yeah, save up to $1,000 on select Gravely mowers this month only with a Gravely zero-turn mower. You can count on more comfort, more speed, more precision. All right, just to stripe your lawn this season. It's amazing, man. It's the Gravely momentous sales event. Save up to $1,000. Gravely, shaping the American landscape for over 100 years. Visit your independent Gravely dealer today. Limitations, exclusions apply. See participating dealer for complete details. Aaron's company reserves the right to extend or discontinue any portion of this promotion at any time without prior notice.
Fanatic Sports Update.
One more goes to Boston. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to you by the InvisibleFence.com. Invisible Fence brand has been the leader in the pet containment industry for 50 years, and with a 99% success rate, you can feel confident that your pet is protected. Visit InvisibleFence.com. Game 7. We now head back to Boston. Sixers had a chance to close out the series last night. They could not do it. They only scored 13 points in the fourth quarter. So now Game 7 takes place Sunday on Mother's Day. We'll keep you up to date on the timing of the game. Still some other games to figure out in the NBA playoffs. The Nuggets knocked out the Phoenix Suns last night. Keep it locked. We're in the Fanatic for all latest news and information. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's the Anthony Gargano Show on 97.5 The Fanatic.
The BetParx Sportsbook app is safe and easy. You bet. BetParx, P-R-A-X. Plus, new users with a first bet of $10 or more get $125 in sportsbook bonus bets. Is the BetParx Sportsbook app more fun and faster than ever? You bet. BetParx.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 and located in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, or Ohio. New users and winning bets only. Terms and conditions apply. Sports bonus bet must be wagered once. See website for details. In Ohio, offered by Parks Interactive Ohio Inc.
Parks Casino. This is how you win. It's time for live music. It's time to dance. It's time to visit Parks Casino, the #1 casino in Pennsylvania. Get into 360 for the best local bands and live entertainment. Friday, May 12th, music by Soul Cruisers. Saturday, May 13th, Fat Mez takes the stage. Plus, Joe Conklin's Comedy Night every other Thursday. Follow on social media or parkscasino.com. This is how you win. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Voting is your most important right. It gives you the power to decide our city's future, but you have to be in the know to vote. That's why AARP Philadelphia has collected all the most up-to-date voting information. Check out aarp.org/PHLMayor to get all the key dates and deadlines for the May 16th primary election, including how to register, apply for a mail-in or absentee ballot, find your polling place, and so much more. That's aarp.org/PHLMayor.
Over 60 years of experience is important when you are bringing a technician into your home. Dilling Heating and Cooling not only has some of the most well-trained technicians, but they offer one of the most trusted HVAC companies in Montgomery, Bucks, and Delaware County. This spring, for a limited time, Dillon will tune up your AC system for just $59 and offer no payments for 12 months on a new system install. Dilling offers will end soon, so for a higher degree of trust and dependability, book now at DillingHVAC.com. That's DILLING HVAC.com.
Finding great people to hire can be like trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Their powerful matching technology delivers so many qualified candidates. It's like finding a needle in a needle stack. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. For less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The Comcast Business Complete Connectivity Solution. It checks all the boxes. With cyber threat security, the largest, fastest, reliable network for small business. And save up to 75% a year with Comcast Business Mobile. All from the company powered by the next generation 10G network. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary. Mobile Savings compares pricing of top 3 carriers. Comcast Business Internet required.
Had enough of those little flies in your kitchen?
I did. That's why I got Zevo. I just plug in the trap, insert a cartridge, and let the light do all the work.
Zevo traps use blue and UV light to attract and trap flying insects with no odor, no mess, and no stress. Stop swatting and ditch the DIY traps. With Zevo, getting rid of bugs is as easy as
click, click, blue.
Zevo. People friendly, bug deadly.
This is an important notice to consumers facing $10,000 or more in credit card debt, medical bills, or other unsecured debt. You may not be required to pay it all back because there are special programs that will significantly reduce the amount you owe if you qualify. Accredited Debt Relief has helped qualify consumers with over $1 billion in debt. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. For this free information, call 800-820-3131. That's 800-820-3131.
If you've fallen out of love with your home, maybe you just need a refresh. Contact CertaPro Painters and we'll put the power of pro to work for you. That's CertaPro's power to transform living rooms and rejuvenate kitchens. The power to get the job done right, on time, and within your budget. Get that lovin' feeling back with the help of CertaPro Painters. Start your project at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Home improvement contractor registration numbers are available at CertaPro.com.
Calling all bookworms. Join us for Fanatic About Reading Day, presented by Xfinity on Sunday, May 21st at 1:35 when the Phils host the Cubs. And kids 14 and under receive a Fanatic children's book. Order now at Phillies.com.
Meineke is committed to keeping you and your vehicle safe and on the road. Right now, Meineke is offering a semi-synthetic oil change package for only $29.95 with a free tire rotation and battery check. For tires, brakes, batteries, exhaust systems, and more, Meineke, doing car care right.
Hey guys, it's Andrew. Mother's Day is Sunday. Oh boy. Whether you're shopping for your mom, your wife, your daughter, whoever it might be, go to Family Company Jewelers to find the perfect gift. Look, I got Mother's Day taken care of, but maybe I need to do a little bit extra because I have to be moody all day Sunday watching the Sixers Game 7 when it should have been a nice day with the family. Well, for me to really make my wife happy, I can go to Family Company Jewelers and find an incredible gift because that's where I've gone for all kinds of beautiful jewelry throughout our lives together. Engagement ring, wedding band, Mother's Day, her first Mother's Day present, our first anniversary gift I got at Family Company Jewelers. I mean, we've been there constantly, and it's because I know that I'm going to walk away with an incredible gift. I know that I'm going to get a great deal on it. I know that I'm going to get incredible service. My man Angelo, the team there at Family Company Jewelers, they have been perfect. So just take take it from me. Their selection, their prices, and the service second to none. Find the perfect gift for the special woman in your life for Mother's Day at Family Company Jewelers. And if you're like me, man, you need to hit one out of the park because, oh, man, we're not going to be feeling so great in a couple of days, win or lose. I mean, it's the agenda all day. Visit their showroom on Route 70, Marlton, New Jersey. Shop online at FamilyJewelers.com. Family Company Jewelers, South Jersey's diamond destination and Mother's Day destination.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia.
A Beasley Media Group station.
Official home of the Sixers, Flyers, Union, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic.
Welcome back. Oh, man, these games, we've seen this storyline. I guess, it was Sixers Celtics, and you kind of knew it wasn't going to be easy, man. It starts out, they win game one, we feel great, right? Then they lose 3-2 and 3. Including game 3 at home. And you go, what? Right? Last Saturday, we were incensed. Oh, no.
Yeah, that was the one yesterday obviously bothered me. But I thought game 3, I felt sky high. Going into game 3, and Embiid got his sea legs back. You're at home. You stole one on the road. He played well. Oh, my God.
So you lose 2 and 3. But you win 3 and 4, right? 4 and 5. You win 4 and 5. Dude, it's like they come out Sunday, win, go up to Boston and dominate. They just didn't beat Boston in Game 5 in Boston. They dominated them.
Yeah, it was all game. I mean, again, if we go back to the Reggie Miller thing, who kept on saying, here comes the run, here comes the run, here comes the run. And the run never came.
Right.
Because they stopped every time. Whether it was a big bucket or a big stop defensively, the Celtics never had an answer on both ends.
Yeah, and I got to be real with you. I thought they would shoot better from 3, right? I did. I thought, I said it yesterday, you've got to think Boston shoots better from 3. And, I mean, they did all right. They made 15. They were 15 out of 35. I didn't expect them. I just didn't expect the Sixers to just not be able to execute offensively. Dude, if I tell you that Boston's going to score 95 points, you go, all right.
Good win.
It's a win.
Yeah. Yeah.
You sign up for that every day of the week.
Felt like early 2000s basketball yesterday.
95 points. You're going to sign up right now and go, yeah. 95 points. I still can't believe that they only scored 86 points. Can't believe it. And they had looks.
Oh, all game. All game, man. It's not like Boston did anything special. I know early on the Robert Williams, Al Horford, 2 bigs kind of slowed down the start of the Sixers, but they got past that.
Oh, they get back in the game. How there was early ebbs and flows. Damn.
It was the first, 5 minutes of the game and the last 5 minutes of the game. They didn't have an answer.
That last 5 minutes of the game, I just don't even understand.
I will have nightmares. God forbid, right? Whatever happened Sunday.
I just don't get what happened that last 5 minutes.
Yeah, I have no idea. And it's rotations, and it's Embiid not touching the ball, and it's just other guys coming up small. Obviously, Harden coming up small. It was just such a weird game.
I know. Let's go to Dame, and you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Dame.
Sure. Happy Friday. Even though it was a little down, but I got to give you the happy Friday because we're here, man. First of all,
happy Friday, Dame. Listen. Listen. Now you got to go. Now just got to go up to Boston and win. Let's go.
Yeah. My peace and prayers to John Kincaid, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Keep him in my prayers, no doubt.
Yeah.
So, a couple things. I'm like you. In the beginning of the game, I thought they were tight. I just as soon as the game started, I know Maxey hit the 3, but then Joe Harden tried to hit him with they were off. And then all of a sudden, they did what I needed to do, Tunis. When they were down 14, right, I said, cut it to 7 by halftime. And lo and behold, they did it. And they came out, because, I told you, because I watched the games, I break it down by quarters, 3 minutes, joints. So I'm like, okay, boom, they're getting their run. They got their legs back. Boston goes up, they come back. And all of a sudden, when they go to the fourth quarter with the lead, I'm like, here's what you have to do. You can finish them. They had those 3 possessions where everyone looked stagnant. And people want to blame Doc. Not today with that. Not today. I'm sorry. We can't have that. At some point, it's the team that has to go, because I say this time and time again, when the Sixers move the basketball, no one can beat them. No one. And I don't know why they think they have to go away from that and go on this one-on-one stuff. Move the basketball, and it does start with Harden. You have to get your big man the ball. That's your job. The other thing that concerned me and bothered me,
And listen, and Harden also has to take control of the game, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Listen,
Exactly.
like he sees it. He's the veteran. He sees what's going. He feels it. He's got to be able to take control of the game, like what's going on the floor. Get everybody together. And listen, he's not shy. Like he's told guys before. Like
that's right. He even gathered them together last night. He had them huddled up. Here's the thing, though, and you can speak to this later. And Tyrone talks about these. These refs are horrible. They're supposed to be the best in the game. I want to see the worst in the game. How in the heck? First of all, that was a clear block on blocking, but you can't go back and review that. But you waited 2 minutes later, and I'm saying to myself, Maxi's supposed to shoot these free throws. How egregious was that, cuz?
Yeah.
How egregious was that? As referees, you don't know the rules?
I know. That was terrible.
And then Doc has to use one of those review plays, calls, or whatever, when the ball clearly went out of Williams' hands. It's like ridiculous. But,
the fact that you got to waste a challenge when that was obvious.
Yes.
And you're right, the free throws. I mean, that was crazy.
The Embiid goaltend in the first half, that was not a goaltend.
Exactly. Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles together saw that was a block. I mean, come on, man. So here's the thing, because as crazy as you say this, I had the same feeling about 82 because we both were around for that. And no knock on your parents, Tunis. You're here when you're supposed to be here, brother. So that other caller, get out of here. Anyway, I said to say, I also had the feeling with Toronto. I was at the Toronto game, was it 4 and 5? I was there, well, whatever it was, 5 and 6. And we could have gone up. And I'm saying to myself, and that just dawned on me, but I'm gonna scratch that. Here's the thing why you feel the way you feel, cuz, and I feel the way I feel. I still believe they can beat them because I believe they're the better team. Boston this is not the Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, Boston Celtics people. Now, that team was vicious. This team is very good, but they're nothing but a 3-point shooting team. They shoot a ton of threes. And we have to get back to what got us to where we are.
Yeah.
Ball movement, pace, and playing our defense. And Joe has to be big on Sunday. This is where we are.
Yeah.
This is where we are. You have to be big on Sunday. Melton, what happened to his shot, cuz? Did somebody rob him?
Dude, I don't even know what it... He was wide open shots. What are you doing? Oh, my God. I don't even understand what happened. That shot disappeared. Do you remember the second quarter where he scored 17 points in game 1?
Yeah, we haven't seen it
since then.
They scored 4 points in game 5. Now they won, and he played defense, and one of those buckets was that steal off Tatum, and then Maxey hits him on the break. So he had an impact. Game 4, game that they won, 0 points. But I don't need 2 P.J. Tuckers.
No.
You know what I mean?
Listen, he gets wide open looks. You got to make those shots. You have to make those shots. Come on, dude. He's 0 for 5. You can't be 0 for 5. Oh, my God. This is terrible. You're 0 for 5. I mean, you really needed that. All right. I'm just surprised at some of the minutes. Niang 15, House 8, Melton 24. You gotta be able to make those shots, dude. All right, let's open the vault, Judas.
When we began opening this vault nearly 2 hours ago, We had no real idea what we'd find inside. As it turns out, we haven't found very much.
The Vault, presented by Golden Nugget Jewelers, where Philly gets engaged.
All right, well, I said it earlier that I was going to play it. So I'll start with it here. Here's the Julius Erving story before Game 7, 1982.
It's Game 7 in Boston. Nobody in the world believes that we're going to win Game 7 in Boston. And the coaches said, you know what? So you guys can stay here if you want. But, you know, practice was usually like a couple hours. So they left early. They said, you know what? Just on you guys. And, you know, kind of it was a mixed message because we were thinking, you know, well, do they have supreme confidence in us? Or have they given up on us because we got to go back to Boston and win Game 7? So we said, well, let's have a team meeting. Then we're going to talk about it. This next game is going to be just us. It's just us against the world. You know, nobody believes we can win this game. The media doesn't believe it. Certainly the Boston players don't believe it. We're going to be in Boston Garden. We were there last year. It's just us. So we started to embrace just us. You know, we look in our lockers and we had carried our bags in, but in the top part of our lockers, there were like envelopes. And there were like 200 envelopes right between the 12. So everybody's got 8 or 10. So we open them up. And, you know, the front office has sent us cards saying, we believe in you guys. And, you know, the whole idea of just us just like changed because we knew it wasn't just us. And we really had the support of our organization. And it was emotional, just like I'm emotional in recalling it right now. And, you know, we embraced the fact that it was one for all and all for one. And those cards, that was just icing on the cake.
Yeah, dude, that's beautiful, man. I would do it now.
I would, dude.
I would. I would do it now. I would do it now.
And that's why
I would do it.
I said it earlier. I was like, I don't want this to be a funeral show, even though I get it.
Yeah.
But I don't want like this, you know, come on, we still got your back.
Exactly.
Come on, Joe. Come on,
Yeah.
MVP.
Yeah, I agree.
Come on, Harden.
Yeah.
Go to a strip joint. I don't
Yeah.
care. Come on,
Yeah.
man. I need you
Yeah.
coming out playing well, Game 7. Keep shooting, Melton.
Yeah, and here's the thing, because, listen, they can still win this thing. They've won 2 games up there. They can still win this thing. Today's not the day to be good. Today's the day to grouse, and I'm bummed out. I'm not in the best mood either. So, you know, we get it out of our system, but this can't be funereal. No burying bodies today.
No. So we still got a chance, man. Just need one more. All right, before the show started, I got in your ear and I said that I have probably the most bust out audio ever. To the point where I don't even know if it's good, but I can't wait to play it. It was from the Howard Stern show. It happened this day. I forget what year, back in the 80s. But it involves the man who voices our intro to the Vault, Geraldo Rivera. Rivera boxed for charity Frank Stallone. Okay? So it's Frank Stallone, the Geraldo Rivera, and I watched it. It wasn't like they were kind of taking a couple jabs here. They were actually going at it, the two of them. So here's how it sounded.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I understand the fighters are on their way, and that's all we need for the introductions. Here we go. So now, from the Howard Stern television show, let's get ready to rumble!
Len, there's Frank Stallone, looking very confident. Smiling, working the crowd. Yeah, he looks to be in good shape.
He looks well-oiled, too, Howard.
Yes, he does. He looks good. Frank is in his purple outfit and looks very tan.
Keeping himself warm, though, in the ring.
Yeah, Frank is just throwing a few punches.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the ring at this time, let me introduce the fighter who has already arrived. He's wearing the purple colors, weighs 178 pounds. His record, 22 victories, 18 KOs, only 2 defeats. From Potomac, Maryland, ladies and gentlemen, Frank Stallone!
Geraldo Gerardo scores the knockdown in round number 2. Geraldo comes off with a jab, and now Stallone has to be angry. He thought it was a slip, and he's going all over Geraldo. The left, and then backs him into the corner once again. Stallone looks a little bruised up here. Look at the body. Both fighters look tired here in the second round. Stallone trying to work the body. Arthur McKenny separates the two once again. Geraldo with a flash knockdown. Stallone connects with a wild left hook and then misses with the left. Now he bores after Geraldo with the right hand.
All right, Michael Buffer's in the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's the official scoring. Arthur McKenny Jr. scores about 30-26. Carol Castellano has it 30-26. And Arthur McKenny Sr., our referee, scores it 29-28 for the winner by unanimous decision, Frank Stallone.
But they actually, it was a legit fight. I mean, it wasn't legit, you know what I mean? But they had scoring, they had an announcer, and it happened this day in history. So the man that introduces the vault, and then, of course, Sly's brother, Frank, we play a lot of his music here on the show. So it's just wild, very random. How about 1982? Today, the USFL was founded, and so I have a little Philadelphia Stars v. New Jersey Generals action for you.
Wow.
The second week of the United States Football League, the USFL. The New Jersey Generals and the Philadelphia Stars. And from the vet in Philadelphia, New Jersey, and the Philadelphia Stars on ABC. Hello again, everybody. I'm Keith Jackson. And once again, we have been blessed by good weather. The cold and wet days of the lingering winter in the east moved on out and brought us bright sunshine temperatures in the mid-50s for today's ball game between the Stars of Philadelphia and the Generals of New Jersey. And it's first down, goal to go. Philadelphia. The football is just inside the New Jersey 9-yard line. Yusina back, looks for throws from the tight end, throws in the middle and Fitzky touchdown. Tom Fitzky, two Penn Staters that just put very well as you see Fitzky under a great deal of pressure.
Yeah, a Penn State connection there, man.
Dude, that's awesome, dude. That's unbelievable. And here we are at the Philadelphia at the vet. He's the best, Keith Jackson.
Yeah, he's going for the Mundo.
Winter's rains have given us bright, sunny skies.
Just amazing. I figured I'd break up.
I love that.
I'd break up the doom and gloom for a little bit with it. All right, I got two more for you, and it's from the same thing because this day, 1994, Pulp Fiction debuted. Eh?
Wow, dude.
So I'll give you two speeches. We'll start with Marcellus Wallace.
See, this business is filled to the brim with unrealistic motherfuckers who thought their ass would age like wine. If you mean it turns to vinegar, it does. If you mean it gets better with age, it don't. Night of the fight, you may feel a slight sting.
That's pride.
That's pride. Pride.
Bleep pride.
Pride only hurts. It never helps. You fight through that. Because a year from now,
when you kicking it in
the Caribbean, you're gonna say to yourself, Marcellus Wallace was right.
That is one of the greatest.
It's awesome, man.
Well, the best dialogue of any movie ever was Pulp.
It's incredible.
I mean, it was just it was.
Now the other speech,
I still know every word. It's so great. You had the one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration? I didn't mean to do that. Please, continue. You were saying something about best intentions. What's the matter? Oh, you were finished. Oh, well, allow me to retort. What does Marcellus Wallace look like? What? What country you from? What ain't no country I ever heard of? They speak English and what? What? English, mother. Do you speak it? Yes. Then you know what I'm saying. Yes. Describe what Marcellus Wallace looks like. What? Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you, mother. Say what one more damn time. He's black. Go on. He's bald. Does he look like a bitch? What? Does he look like a bitch? No! Then why you try to like a bitch, Brett? Yes, you did. Yes, you did, Brett. Oh, there's this passage I got memorized. Sort of fits the occasion. Ezekiel 25:17. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Like a bitch.
And there you have it.
That was awesome, man. That was fabulous. All right. Let's take a quick TO. We'll come right back.
Back to normalcy now.
And we'll get back to talking about last night. And then, of course, what's going to happen in Game 7. I know it's tough. Believe me, I know it's tough. But we gotta shake it off, man. We gotta shake this off for Game 7. We did. Listen, I saw them win Game 7. Nobody thought they would do it. I saw it in Boston. That ended in beat LA. You heard Doc tell the story. This is it. That'll be a day of reckoning on Mother's Day. All right. Oh, man. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. It's Cuz Radio with the Tunis right here. We're live at the Parks Racing Sportsbook inside Chickies and Pete's here in Malvern. All right, let's talk a little bit about Colonial Marble and Granite. It's time now. You want to treat Mom for Mother's Day? How about a new kitchen? The kitchen of her dreams. It's waiting for her right there at Colonial Marble and Granite. They're here to make Mom's dreams come true, your dreams come true. You can get a fully installed granite countertop for just $14.99, up to a 40 square feet all-in kitchen for $69.99, including countertops, cabinetry, sink and faucet package. Colonial offers zero money down, 0% financing for up to 18 months on purchases of $19.99 or more. Stop by an area showroom. They're going to guide you through your project from selection through installation. Their flagship location is in King of Prussia. They have the nation's largest slab yard, over 55,000 square feet of marble, granite, quartz stones. Give them a call. Set up a free in-home consultation. You got to check them out. They are just incredible. I love Nikos and the Papadopoulos family. They're fantastic. If you have ideas, try out the visualizers on their website. Easy to use, great seeing your project come to life before making final selections on cabinetry and countertops. Go to colonialmarble.net. That's colonialmarble.net, and tell them Cuz sent you.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Game 7 Sunday. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to you by the Parks Racing Sportsbook inside Chickies and Pizza in Malvern. Grab lunch at Chickies and Pizza in Malvern today with the Cuz, and then place your bets at the Parks Racing Sportsbook inside Chickies and Pizza in Malvern. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Sixers lose to the Celtics last night in South.
11:21 across the Delaware Valley. 11 o'clock hour brought to you by our good friends, Golden Nugget Jewelers, where Philly gets engaged. Oh, closeout. The closeout party. I believed it. I got to tell you, I'll raise my hand. You want to call me a sucker? I'm a sucker. I believed it, and I really believed it in the third quarter going into the fourth quarter, and I just kept waiting for the run. I kept waiting for some, I got to tell you, waiting for that moment where they hit the flurry of shots to get. They need to expand the lead. Judas, how many times
it's not like
did
we were
they have
asking,
that chance?
We're not asking for them to come back down 10. You were there. You had the lead.
Oh God!
Just close out. You had to win. You had to win the quarter. That's it. You had to win one quarter on your home court with the MVP and their best players shooting like trash. And here's my biggest problem with the whole Embiid not really touching the ball the final 4 minutes of the game. Yeah. And I do put some of that blame on Embiid. Like, come on, man, go get the ball. Tatum was 1 for infinity.
Yeah.
And yet takes another. He keeps shooting. Because that's what you do. Your best player does that. He hits the 3, and immediately he's like, all right, I'm good now. And then he hits another 3. Then he drives the lane. Guy had 8 points in like 2 minutes.
Yeah. And when he hit that shot, it was pure. I was like, oh
yeah,
no.
I know. You knew he felt it. You knew he was back.
Yeah. He raised
And now my biggest fear is he drops 40 on Sunday.
I know.
You know what I mean? Now, look, he has scored close to 40 and has lost. And maybe him taking the ball so much hurts the rest of the team. We've seen it in sports. Guy goes off for 40 points, but they end up only scoring 80. That's I mean, I'm just I'm looking for something to make myself feel better.
Yeah.
But it really bothered me that Tatum was awful and yet kept going. And it's not like Embiid was having an awful game. He just disappeared.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's got to be, you got to make a concerted effort to get him the ball in a spot, too.
Well, yeah, so that goes back to Doc. Doc's got to set something up for your MVP. Yeah. The MVP's got to call for the ball.
Let's go to Nicky. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Nick. Hello, Nick.
Yo, cuz.
Nick. Hey, buddy.
Hey, yeah, man. I just don't know how we lost that game. Even we held Tatum to 1 for the longest time.
Yeah.
And it was just so deflating just seeing him hit those threes. Like, this is so deflating.
Yeah, it was a mind-boggling game. It was just a bizarre game because none of it really made sense.
Exactly. We also, like, the runs that, like, the mini runs we would have as well. It was just like I thought we were going to win that game, and now that we have the Celtics forced the game 7, like, and it's on Mother's Day too. Like, I'm getting flashbacks to Father's Day from the Hawks series, and I'm just hoping we come out on top.
I know. Listen, this game means a lot to them. It means a lot to this team. It really does. To the core of this team, Joel Embiid, square one.
Exactly.
It means a ton. Harden, I mean, this is an important game. It really is.
Yeah, it really is. I can't handle another.
Buddy? I know.
I just can't handle another second round exit.
No, I know. You're right. Listen,
I can't.
No, I feel you. It'll damage. It'll do a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm.
It'll do a lot of damage, especially when you had the series won.
Mm-hmm.
You had it. You should have won the game.
We should have won last night.
Right. You're up 2 at home, 4 and change to go, whatever. You got to win the game.
And Tatum just hit those threes that were, like I've just been saying, deflating. We held them to that 1 point. And Embiid didn't get the ball with, what was the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, you said?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
One shot. In the last 5:58, he had one shot.
Mm-hmm.
And that was
Anyway,
like 3:39 to go, whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for taking my call.
You got it, Nick. You see, buddy.
I think Nick has the best sentiment so far. I can't do this again.
Yeah.
My buddy Joey, he's the guy that I went to all those games with when we were in the Revolutionaries. My roommate from college. So we talk a lot during games. And we're texting back and forth with the game. And I'm like, oh my God, we need this so bad, dude. Think about all those bad games we went to. We need this. They lose. And he just texts me, I'm crushed. And I said to him, I can't bleeping deal with another one. That's all I said back to him. I don't know how.
It's cruel.
I don't know how to handle it.
Here's the thing. It would be cruel. Cruel. Especially, dude, you're looking on the other side of the bracket. Come on. That Heat team. Stop. The Nuggets took care of business. You know?
Yep. Well, and this goes back to the Raptors series years ago, right? Like, okay, you went up against Kawhi and the guy goes nuts and he hits the crazy shot. But you looked at the other side of the bracket and you go, all right, they can beat Milwaukee. And then Golden State's banged up. You could beat Golden State. That's what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
You just have to win this series. And you had a chance last night.
Yeah. No good, dude. Really, no good. I got to tell you, it's a shame. It really is. Now you just made it tougher, right? You won up there. Now you got to go up and
you got to do it again.
You got to play like you did in Game 5. That's it. I'm curious how they're going to react. And listen, maybe it's the best thing for them. In a weird way, maybe they're forced to look, inside.
I hope so,
inside
man.
Themselves.
I don't know. I saw a lot of mope. I saw a lot of mope yesterday before the game was even over.
Yeah, you did.
And Embiid saying, I didn't touch the ball in the fourth quarter. He said it mopey. Like, it's not like he was like, I don't know what we're like. If anything, I actually would kind of want a little bit more out of him at the podium yesterday.
Yeah. Well,
Harden complained about the refs during his post-game press conference.
I got news for you. It's on them now. Come on. You can't mope. Can't do it. Let's go to Matty. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Matt.
Tunis. Cuz. Here we go. You guys are as legit as it gets, and I enjoy listening to you all the time. So, I understand how you guys feel. I'm not any more comfortable than I was the other night. And it's not Game 7. Anything can happen. We know we can go back to 82. We can think about all these things.
Yeah.
For me as a Celtics fan too, I have no idea. I have no idea. I could get the best Tatum. I could get the Tatum that's the worst player I've ever seen in my life. I don't know. So I'm not feeling any easier. Obviously, last night I'm a little bit relieved, but still, it doesn't feel any better.
Well, for you, the series, still continues, right? Like you staved off death.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
But also, too, we have these expectations too, right? Going into the series, you think, right?
Yeah.
And you're up in the series, and you feel good. I just don't know. I don't know what to expect. I don't. And so here's the thing too. Next time though, for Tunis, because the party on Broadstein we got here, I know, I get it, right? I feel the same way. I get it. I got to give you, next time at Chickies and Pete's, I'm going to meet you guys. My dad does the Celtics shirts for the players' warm-ups. I got to give Tunis one of them. That's his, maybe that's his retribution. What? You got to wear it. You got to wear it.
I will burn that in your face.
No,
hey,
man.
consider it a gift. Consider it a gift. But hey,
You're done. Bye. Get out of here.
You look at
Well, because if they won, I would have been happy. God freaking forbid I get happy. God. I got the guy earlier. Hey, you're too young. Oh, screw it. I don't care. I want to party if my team wins something for the first time in 21 years when I was 7. And now I got a Celtics fan trying to talk smack. Where you just bitched and moaned on these same airwaves 3 days ago. Oh, my team's losing. Yeah, shut up.
Dude, I don't want to get into this Broad Street argument. You know what I'm saying?
Listen. I'm actually cooler with our man Matt from Pennsauken earlier, I think, or Matt or Chris. I'm cool with him. He's at least one of us. I don't need a Celtics fan trying to come in here. Here, I'm going to give you a shirt. No. Screw your shirt. I'm going to take a dump on your shirt. All right? And then I'll have Cooper take a dump on it. And then I'll have my dog take a dump on it.
All right, buddy. You got
I don't need this today, Mr. New Hampshire.
Oh, let's go to Zach. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Hello, Zach.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's up, my brother?
Man, well, to start off with, did Tobias Harris not only look like us last night, like a spectator in the second half? Did you see him one time call for the ball? I can't count. I can't count any. And look, I know the guy's, essentially the highest paid on the floor, but it's not too much to ask for him to give you 15. For the bench to at least give you 15 to 20 on a given night. And have we thought about it? And I don't know, and maybe you guys know the answer. Why is McDaniels in the doghouse? Is there an opportunity, especially when you're up 2 and you need some defense coming in? At least give him a shot?
Nah, I don't think. I wouldn't be going deep into the bench. I thought they went too deep into the bench, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, look, they brought in Daniel House the other night for, new fresh blood. And look, he was able to give you, 10, I think, 10 quick points?
Yeah, but he is what he is. I mean, that was a stroke of, just.
That was your Shake Milton all those years ago, right?
You can't count on that.
I was just hoping maybe that you could have, another 3-and-D guy come in, kind of fill in.
You don't really have that, bro. Listen, I get your frustration with Tobias because you're like, oh my God, I just need more out of you. Like one for 7, 1 for 7. And he played great defense.
Yeah.
He did. He shut Tatum down for most of the game. But you still got to score a little bit. You got to get. You could see, when they score 86 points. Let's look at it. Right. This goes to your point. Harden has 13.
Yep.
Tobias has 2. Melton has 0. Right? That's a lot of minutes and a lot of missed shots.
Yeah.
I mean, right off the bat, that's 4, 5 for 38. Those 3 players.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy where you're basically just asking Embiid and now Maxey to just take over a game and hold you above water. And my fear is, look, maybe I'm a hopeless optimist, but history's not telling me so, but a Doc Rivers and a James Harden Game 7. I mean, I just hope they're in film session as we speak.
Yeah.
And just going over everything of new transition, high pick and rolls, whatever they can do to switch it up. Because in my eyes, I mean, when they came back from 16, Boston wanted nothing to do with it. I agree.
Yes, you're right on, brother.
Shooting desperation because they live and die by the 3 ball.
Yeah.
And we had them on the ropes, and it just kills. It's like, who is that killer on our team? Is it Embiid? It should be. To just take over and put the foot on their throat.
I agree. Yeah, you're listen. You're talking wisdom here, buddy. I'm with you. You needed somebody to take control of the game. Now, the guy with the ball in his hands has to do better. Thanks, Zach. He's got to do better.
Yeah, he can't go 4 of 16.
But that also doesn't take Embiid off the hook in the sense that you got to demand the rock.
Hey, I call for the ball, man.
You got to go, yo, Duke, I'm the man. He was doing it the other night. You got to do it.
Now, Egan this morning put out a tweet. He said, I'm a sicko, so I looked up when was the last time Tobias Harris had a meaningful possession post half court. The last time he touched the ball on the offensive side of the court for the Sixers was 7:55 left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, part of that, too, is
and it was
you're
when
chasing Tatum around all game long. I mean, you're gassed.
But he brought the ball up and then immediately passed it off. His last shot was 6:19 left in the second. Now, I get the defense thing, but come on, I can't have Tobias not attempt a second-half shot.
You also need to run plays for him. Your point guard also has to be right. See, there's a problem, right? The problem, too, is, and everything you say is correct, about Tobias, and you need more out of him, certainly, without a doubt. But Harden controls all this stuff as the point guard. Like, you got to know as a point guard and go, you know what? Tobias hasn't felt the ball in a while. I got to get him involved. Like, you got to make sure that you're running the show.
Yep.
And he has these games where he's either like incredible, amazing, or he was bad. Like, he was bad last night.
Yeah, he was game 2 and game 3 bad last night. Now we just need 1, 4, or 5 on Sunday.
Let's talk to Kyle. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Kyle.
Hey, what's up, Cuz, Tunis?
What's happening, man? Kyle?
My head is down.
I know.
So, things on this game, man. Number one, I thought the whole tide of the game turned when that ref blew that call and they had to reshoot the
right.
Because they were starting to, come on the tear, they were starting to go on a run. They had momentum on their side, and that just halted the momentum. Second thing.
Yeah, do me a favor. Come back to the phone because you sound far away now.
Harden.
Yeah, come back to the phone. Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah, I got you now.
Okay. Yeah, the second thing was right after that, Harden's bringing up the ball. He takes this three-pointer from like 20 feet from the three-point line, bricks it, and I'm like, bro, that shot hasn't been good for you all night long. What made you think that you're just going to do it now? Stick to what you were doing all game, the high pick and roll. With the
0 for 6.
I know. I'm like, what made
0 for 6, dude. 0 for 6 from 3.
And then it just went downhill from there. Another thing is, like, I think they need to start running the pick and roll with Maxey. To be honest with you, that would seem to work a little bit more.
I was saying earlier, you got to run a two-man game with a Maxey and Embiid.
Yep, with Maxey and Embiid. And then, and what the dagger in my heart, Cuz, was they gave up with 3 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
They gave up.
It's a bad luck. Yeah, it was. I agree.
If you're down 12, you play to 0-0 on the clock, man.
Yeah, in a closeout situation? Yeah.
Exactly. At home, in front of your home fans, everybody's rooting you on. That was like
especially here, like you got
everybody.
It tells you about and this is why Sunday's so important for them. Like you can't go out. Last year was not a good look against Miami, going out moping.
Yep, and I feel like this is the exact same team. I'm hoping and praying they pull this off, and I still have faith because, like you said, they went into Boston, won twice, and they won, in good fashion 2 times. So, and Boston came into Philly, won twice in our home. So, it's anybody's game. They just have to want it more, and I hope they want it more.
Amen, brother. Amen.
All right.
Great call. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it, brother. Yeah, no, he's right. Listen, you got to come up and you got to dig deep. Like, this is one of those games where, this is a career type of thing, Jonas.
I was just about to say, dude, this is a legacy game. This is a legacy game for James Harden, top 75 player all time.
And by the way, and for Joe, too.
Oh, my God, yeah.
This is an important game for him. Because it's great that he wins the MVP, but it's like...
You look at the other side. The guy that didn't win MVP that won 2 straights, and he's in the Western Conference Finals now.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Yeah, man, this is legacy piece for Doc. Even though he's not number 1 on the list, he has coached a great series. He coached well against Brooklyn too. It's just last night it was not good. But this is another legacy piece. So talk about all the blown leads he's had.
Oh yeah.
So this is a legacy piece for a couple.
It's important games,
guys, man,
and it's important for the fans too,
dude. Well,
because here's the thing: the problem is if you lose, fan base gets shattered.
Well, dude, I mean, we could just be honest. There wasn't much life this year during the season. Like, we did the show, and we would try to talk Sixers, and some days it would be quiet because it was all right, well, who cares? Wake me up when it's the playoffs.
Right.
Because they've reached the 2000 Eagles, the early 2000s Eagles.
Right, which is you got to win. Like, after a while, you got to win.
And if they don't win this year,
No, it's a shattering effect. It really
But it's
is.
also not, all right, well, you're right back with Andy and McNabb. No, Doc might be gone. Harden will probably be gone.
No, I think it's just a vital game. It just is. And they can win it. Like, I really believe in this team. I think they can win it. But again, we're going to find out what their tickers are like.
Yeah, part of me thinks we'll get an answer in the first quarter on Sunday. You know what I mean?
You think so?
Yeah.
It's going to come down to how you close.
I know, but you can't. I don't think you can go down 15-3 again.
I don't think they'll do that. I think you want to play. I don't know. Maybe. I hear you. I just think it's going to come down. I think it's a close game. It comes down to how you close out. Because closing out is such a vital thing, man. How are you going to close the game out? Because they could have closed the game. They're up 83-81. All right. Hang tight. Hang tight. We're going to get back to all your calls coming straight up. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. Let me tell you about Daniel's Plumbing. I tell you about my man Danny all the time because I've never met a plumber. I've never met anybody like him. This company is, first of all, top notch. And let me give you this number because this is an important number. It's an Daniel's Plumbing emergency hotline. So if something, God forbid, ever goes wrong and you got water flowing and you don't know what to do, you call this hotline 24/7. It's 267-650-3418. That's 267-650-3418. Daniel's Plumbing. Here's the deal. When it comes to Daniel's Plumbing, they take care of everything. All right? So you got you got commercial sewer contracts, the plumbing contracts. They're going to take great care of you. All right? So anything that ever happens, you're covered. All right? That's the beauty of it. You're covered with all this stuff. And then there's stuff that you may not even realize. All right? So when it comes to sewer lateral lines, when it comes to selling your home, right? Think about this. If you're in Bucks, Montgomery, Chester County, they require sewer lateral line inspections. All right? So Daniel's Plumbing can perform this service within 24 hours of an initial call. They handle all the paperwork. They send the video to the township. In the event there's an issue with the lateral line, they can excavate and repair or replace a drain line. They'll get you to settlement on time. All right? They're licensed in all townships and equipped with the best camera equipment on the market. Just get to know Daniel's Plumbing. Daniels-Plumbing.com. That's Daniels-Plumbing.com. Daniel's Plumbing, the last plumber you'll ever see.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Game 7 Sunday. I'm Andrew Saltunis, and this update is brought to you by DBH IDS. When someone gets hurt, we know who to call, but what about a mental health crisis? The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline offers
He's an amazing. Does incredible murals and all that. I mean, people know his work. I mean, he's all over, especially that neighborhood, right? He's amazing. And it's sad because they took down his work this morning, and there's a picture of Isaiah, who's probably in his 70s, and he's looking and he's watching, them just demolish his work. It's sad.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And he did all the mosaics. You'll see it. Like, if you go to Center City, you go to that neighborhood in Bella Vista, Queens Village, around there, you'll see, and I lived right around the corner for 20 years, that the mosaics all over, and that's Isaiah, who's an amazing artist. And it's just sad. It's sad. Because, some of that stuff is important to a city.
Yeah. But instead, it's all about
to preserve it. Yeah.
Developing houses.
Let me go be in a rush and build more houses. And, it's just horrible. Just terrible. It affects the character of the city. This city's got such great character. And you show no respect. It's terrible. Anyway, let's get back to the phones. Talk to our friends. We're commiserating today is what we're doing. OG, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Hello, OG.
Good morning, Anthony. Good morning, Chudas.
What's up, buddy boy?
Yo, man. Okay. I've been on hold for a minute, so I've had a chance to collect my thoughts. The one word I'm going to use for what's going on is nuts. And follow me here. I've narrowed it down to 5 points. Number 5, for Joel Embiid to not get the ball in the last 4 minutes is nuts. Number 4, for Jason Tatum to not be able to throw the ball in the ocean for the first 3 quarters and then singularly outscore the Sixers in the fourth quarter.
I know. Nuts.
Number 3, basketball next to football has the biggest home court advantage in my mind. And for the away team to have won 4 of the first 6 games is nuts. Number 2, during World War II, near the end of the war, when the 101st Airborne Division, my outfit, was surrounded by the Germans, and they were told to surrender, General McCall used a one-word answer. It was nuts, but we're not surrendering. And number 1,
I love you.
On Sunday, when we bring vengeance and we smoke them up in Boston, this town is going to go
nuts. What a call, man.
I've been listening to you guys for about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours, and we haven't played the damn song one time. Final point. Philly, it was a knockdown. It wasn't a knockout. Get up off the mat, put on your big boy pants, and Sunday, let's go get him. Judas, play the song.
Play for the OG. Great call, OG. That's just brilliant. Just brilliant from you.
You dropped the ball at the end there, though.
Why?
Should have said it on Sunday. Get nuts.
Yeah.
He dropped it. I thought he was going to finish with get nuts.
Yeah. Well, he said the city will go nuts.
Yes.
And then we should, I like to do the city. Let's get nuts. It is nuts, all that stuff. It was a great call by the OG. Incredible stuff. Oh, my God, Tunis. He's right. Like, you got to be able to close out. You got to close out, man.
You have the talent. You have the talent to do it. They're 7.5-point dogs, by the way.
Are they really?
Yeah, these lines are absurd.
7.5 points?
Oh, 7 the other.
God.
It was 7 game 5.
7.5. Oh, my God. Well, a lot of people loving it. OG's call, Dr.
It was
Kim.
a great call.
Chung goes, best call ever. Nuts, only from a vet. Uncle Frank, here you go. What a great call. That was a good call, man. Rally the troops. I like it. Let's go to Vegas Mark. Hello, Vegas Mark. How you been, buddy?
How are you?
What's up, brother?
So I've been to each game and all the 3 games in Boston.
I told the people in my section I wasn't coming back because we were going to win 6, and now I got to go back there and take the harassment from all the people in Section 21. But a couple things that stink ball small, he shouldn't play. He stinks. I have seen enough of him.
Yeah.
The big guys that they put on didn't work out.
Yeah.
The other 2 guys that don't see any action, those were 2 mistakes. As far as him not getting the ball,
Paul Reed played so well in the first game, and then he's really struggled since then.
Well, he gets rebounds by accident. He never challenges to get a rebound. If it falls in his hands, he either gets it or fumbles it somehow. So one good game doesn't make me a fan of him. I do want to congratulate Tobias Harris. He's the first player from Tennessee that actually made the NBA with a 2-inch vertical jump. He can't get off the ground. He just can't even jump. Everything he does is blocked. He does play great D, and he does hit that outside shot, but he's got to learn how to get up there and take more charge. And then as far as Embiid getting the ball in the last 4 minutes, I mean, Harden comes down with the ball. He's going to give it to his center 30 feet out. They got to pack him down low so they can't triple team him right away and give him a ball in a better spot so he's not standing around waiting 5 seconds to make a move to the basket. That's the only way Harden can control the floor. If he's down low.
But there are. I mean, think about it, right? You know, they've gotten baskets when they needed baskets with him. And listen, I've seen him in the mid posts, and I don't know why there was no play calls for him. I just don't know. I can't get it.
Well, I know I'm not a fan of his, but Kevin McHale said the one thing Boston wants is Embiid to get the ball 25 to 30 feet out from the basket, and it seems like they played right into his hands. So Embiid has to get.
We've had this conversation a million times, right? I mean, you know how it works.
I know. Well,
we've had it a million times, and you know the guys who played in 1982 don't think it's 1982, and you know how it is. I mean, the game's morphed, it's changed, but I do agree with you that when you need a basket, you need a bucket. Go assert yourself down low or in the mid post. Really, like you saw the play where he gets the ball in the mid post, where Harden hits the 3 to win the game the other day. It's on Sunday, right? Like that shot in the corner comes because he got position.
Well, he got position, but also Embiid was a little lower down. So
that's what I mean. He was in the mid post.
Yeah, but 2 people in the mid post had to sort of stay near him, so it leaves people open.
Well, Jaylen Brown left Harden in the corner, right, to go double, which allowed the pass. I'm agreeing with you. My point is,
I know.
I've seen them do that, and when you really need a bucket, this is where I completely with you. You really need a bucket, go set up down low and go to the mid post somewhere there, closer to the basket, where you could do some things. I completely concur.
So a question for you and Tunis, is it a coaching thing that they can't set him up down low, or is it an Embiid thing that they can't set him down low?
I don't know, because, again, they did it in, game 4, right, in a bucket, in a possession they really needed. So,
They also did it the whole first half. And B was catching it mid-range.
Yeah.
Toward the baseline, and remember, he would just go after Horford.
Yeah, and attack Horford.
And Horford picked up 3 fouls in the first half.
Yeah, and it was weird because they didn't attack. Let me give you this real quick. This is our key word. Hurry up. Text the word radio to 45911. That's the word radio to 45911. You can also enter the Fanatic app or at 97.5thefanatic.com. Text the word radio to 45911. Once again, that's the keyword, 97.5 The Fanatic's $1,000 gift card giveaway presented by American Standard HVAC Contractors. To find a dealer, visit AmericanStandardAir.com. One person selected at random will win. Get complete rules for this company-wide contest at 97.5thefanatic.com. Good luck. Yeah, I mean, he attacked. This is the only thing when we talk about, be 29 feet from the basket, right. 30 feet from the basket. He's not always that.
No, he's not.
And he does attack the rim, and he does attack at times. And then, he does create.
And he was scoring, and he was drawing fouls, and they went away from it.
They also went away. I don't understand. They had both Horford and Jaylen Brown in foul trouble and never attacked them.
And that happened earlier in the series, too. Remember, Jaylen Brown had 2 fouls early on. One of the game might have been game 3.
Right.
The game where Embiid was going nuts, but nobody else was. Jaylen Brown had 2 fouls in the first quarter, in the first 5 minutes.
Know.
And that was it. And it's just so strange to me. And one of the quotes from Embiid yesterday, he did say, I got to get the ball, but he also had to, throw the other excuses in there of, we went away from what worked early on. As a big man, it's hard to create your own shot, but I need to call for the ball more. Dude, I saw him yelling at Tobias, telling him to move around.
Yeah.
Get your ass where you want it to be then.
Yeah.
And say, I got this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talk to Doc. Doc, hey, I need this.
Well, they looked oddly disjointed.
They did.
In the stretch. I keep going back to it. Honestly, you know what I really think? I just think they were tight. I thought they came out tight. They need to come out and just play, that reckless abandon type. Like, you got to just play no fear and just lay it on the line. Because now, and maybe this team is like that. Maybe this team needs to actually go to Boston and everybody count them out. So now they feel like we got nothing to lose.
Maybe. I mean, Harden's had 2 very good games on that court, too.
And remember, nobody expected them to win game 1.
Yeah.
And, Harden goes out with no pressure and wins game 1. Maybe that's the type of team they are, which is a little disturbing.
Yeah, how dare they do that for my own health?
But maybe when they're the favorite and the front runner, they don't come through. But when you count them out and they feel like they just play without any pressure is when, because they're a talented team. That's the thing. It's funny. T. Will said, Doc quoted Doc saying they didn't trust their stuff. That comes from being tight. When you don't trust your stuff, that means you're tight. That's what that comes from. And I thought they were really tight. Car Wash. What's happening, Car Wash?
What's going on, fellas? What's going on? How y'all today, man?
Car Wash. Oh, my God.
And Tunis, man, especially you, man. We got 23 years in, man. Listen, if you wouldn't have came back with late in reference to Embiid, and I don't want to annoy Tunis with what I'm going to say, but this generation, man, it kills me. I get sick of it. I'm tired of hearing it. Man, stop saying you didn't touch the ball with 4 minutes and something to go. Guess what? If you want to be considered as one of the greatest, go get the ball. Just do what you got to do and demand the ball, man.
Yeah.
I never heard Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant or Allen Iverson say, I didn't touch the ball.
Well, real quick, Car Wash, because I always defend my generation. Why? That's not a generational thing. That might just be a player thing, because Jason Tatum is of my generation, of Joel Embiid's generation. He was one of 97 yesterday, and he's firing away. Yeah, I know, so it's not a generational thing.
But he kept firing, and he outscored the Sixers with more points in the fourth quarter than they had by himself. He did it. He kept firing. Man, you don't just sit there and say, I'm the MVP of the league, and you talk about, listen, with 4 minutes left, they went past me the ball.
Yeah.
Guess what? Demand it.
Yeah.
Go get it.
Yeah.
Go get it. Show me that you got the Bryce Harper syndrome. When you got a team that's, guess what, not that shouldn't probably be there, or you consider yourself as the greatest in the world basketball player, do the Bryce Harper thing. Show me that you're the MVP and you're the best player in baseball in the postseason. That's what Bryce Harper did last year. He carried the Phillies and said, I'm the best. We won't lose. Show me that right there. Tunis, when you can show me that.
Car Wash, you're right on, man. You're spot on. You got to do that. You're right.
And then Doc Rivers, if you want to change the narrative of what people think about you over the country, then guess what? Your team is a direct correlation of who you are. Who you are. Then guess what? Man, show me that you can go out there and win a Game 7 in a series. You did this 9 times already. How many times have we seen it? We've seen it with Andy Reid. We've seen it with Donovan McNabb. That's the reason why it was a coaching change here in Philadelphia, and we got a Super Bowl. How many times we going to see Doc Rivers trot this foolishness out there, man, and come up short, and then just say, listen, it's a halftime interview. He said, I got some things that they haven't seen yet. Well, why didn't you throw them all out there? Bring out your best stuff to get over the hump. This is the Eastern Conference defense champion. Man, you got to knock them out.
Yeah.
Put them down.
We talked about it all day. I mean, that's a good team, right? You got to bury that team.
Come on, man. Chulis, I ain't got nothing against you personally. I'm just saying I get tired of hearing that. Man, listen. This
dude, I'm with you, man. I couldn't believe he said that yesterday.
Man, I want to see the Bryce Harper effect, man. Listen, that dude was hurt, and he said, listen, the Phillies won't lose. He said,
we ain't losing.
Going forward.
Yeah.
Every series.
We ain't losing.
We ain't losing.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
You're spot on, man. You're spot on. And listen, I all year long bought into the whole, and Joe looks different the last 2 years. This is it. You got to show it now. This is it.
Give me the Brian Dawkins effect. Show me. Go out there, man, and listen. Show me you're going to run around like a bunch of crazed dogs. You won't come here and you won't do nothing. Show me. Show me. Just show me. Then I'll stop talking like that.
Car wash. Great stuff. Spot on, man. Spot on, brother. It's true. You got to be a lion. You got to be a lion. You got to end this thing and you got to be a lion up there. And he's right about. Listen, Doc, same thing. Like, Doc gets annoyed by the playoff, all the stuff. You got to go win.
Yeah, his last 9 games, chance to make it to the conference finals, losses.
Yeah, like that can't happen. This has to change. That has to change Sunday, Mother's Day. This is an important game. This is a game that almost has the whole thing hanging in the balance.
Yeah, I can't deal with Chesty Doc anymore. You know what I mean? I need to win, and everybody's happy.
Whether you like it or not.
They have to win. They have to, man. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. We'll talk to Legs coming up. Always looking forward to that. All right. Let's talk about Meineke. Meineke's got you covered with when it comes to your car care coverage, I mean, man, the Meineke's got you set up. So right now they got semi-synthetic oil changes going on starting at $29.95. Full synthetic oil changes start at $59.95. Up to 5 quart standard filter plus disposal fees. How about your cars? Is there something going on? Like you hear warning bells dinging or the check engine light on or maybe the brakes are squealing. Any of that stuff, just check it. Just come right in. Bring it right into Meineke. Could be nothing. Or guess what? It could be something, and they'll take care of it right away for you. Right now, when you spend $50, you save 10. When you spend $150, you save 20. When you spend $400 or more, you save 50. It's a big deal. And they offered 50% off brake pads and shoes right now at your local Meineke. So make sure you check out Meineke.com. That's Meineke. Meineke.com for all information and to schedule your service appointment. Meineke.com. Meineke for tires and brakes and batteries and exhaust. Meineke doing car care right.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Celtics survive. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to you by Whole Foods Market. It's only the best for mom, happening at your local Foods Market now through May 16th. Visit them to dig into sales on premium treats and eats to celebrate mom to the fullest. Well, we'll be celebrating Mom Sunday on Mother's Day. We'll also be hopefully celebrating a Game 7 victory for the Sixers. The Celtics beat the Sixers last night in South Philly, forcing a Game 7, which will take place in Boston on Sunday. You can listen live right here in The Fanatic. No word on the time just yet, so we'll have to find out what's going on in the other playoff matchups. We do know that the Denver Nuggets are going to the Western Conference Finals. They took care of business and beat the Suns last night. Keep it locked here in The Fanatic for all the latest news and information. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's the Anthony Gargano Show on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hi, welcome to Volkswagen of Springfield. Is that a time machine?
Yes, I've arrived at this exact moment in time to get an insanely low price at Volkswagen of Springfield.
Sounds pretty heavy.
Weight has nothing to do with it.
Of course. Well, we are having an insanely low price sales event. They sent us more inventory than we can handle. 200 new and certified pre-owned must go at insanely low prices.
200? When these babies 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some real...
Yeah, you might want to follow the speed limits. The hottest models are in stock now. We will not lose a deal over price. Plus as low as 1.99% financing at Volkswagen of Springfield.
1.99? Great Scott! How many gigawatts?
No gigawatts, but we do have the credit approve-a-thon.
You'll help with any credit situation?
Correct. Would you like to take it on the road?
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need...
I'm pretty sure we do.
Volkswagen of Springfield.
VWPhilly.com. VWPhilly.com.
Real charmer, just like your grandson.
My what? To qualified buyers.
BetRivers Online Sportsbook is the place to be. You can win up to $10,000 in bonus money instantly by playing our exclusive BetRivers Squares this basketball season. You place a qualifying bet, you get a bonus square. If the numbers on your square match the final score of the game, bang, you win. You now have the second round of the playoffs in both pro basketball and in hockey. So many opportunities to win big. Restrictions on qualifying wagers, eligible bonus, and credit use. Head to BetRiverSquares.com. You must be 21 or older and physically present in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. Void where prohibited. Maximum bonus is $10,000. Higher probability of lower reward. Full terms and conditions at BetRivers.com, including wager and bonus restrictions. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-330-2929. That's 800-330-2929. 800-330-2929.
The Comcast Business Complete Connectivity Solution. It checks all the boxes. With cyber threat security, the largest, fastest, reliable network for small business. And save up to 75% a year with Comcast Business Mobile. All from the company powered by the next generation 10G network. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary. Mobile Savings compares pricing of top 3 carriers. Comcast Business Internet required.
I'm Matt Rathgeb. 2 decades ago, I started a small painting company that has since grown throughout the greater Philadelphia area. Because of our customer loyalty and referrals, we have grown to where we wanted to rename the company Painting Pups. Painting Pups will continue to deliver the highest quality craftsmanship and service in your home, but also bring innovation to make your customer experience top-notch. Plus, we're offering 0% financing. I'm excited for you to welcome us into your home with Painting Pups. Book a free estimate today at paintingpups.com.
Voting is your most important right. It gives you the power to decide our city's future, but you have to be in the know to vote. That's why AARP Philadelphia has collected all the most up-to-date voting information. Check out aarp.org/PHLMayor to get all the key dates and deadlines for the May 16th primary election, including how to register, apply for a mail-in or absentee ballot, find your polling place, and so much more. That's aarp.org/PHLMayor.
You know, there isn't a mom alive who wouldn't love a heartfelt gift card to her local PJ Wellahans. If you promise to join her at PJ's, head to pjspub.com. Earn a $10 bonus card for every $50 e-gift card that's purchased. Happy Mother's Day.
More of the Anthony Gargano Show now.
On 97.5 The Fanatic.
So now we wait until the game time. My guess it's got to be 3:30. I mean, Unless, I guess, if the Lakers...
If the Lakers win, it's one game.
What time would they do it? Would they do it at night?
I would imagine, even if it's like a weird 6 o'clock start.
Yeah.
Right? They've done that on Sundays
Last
before.
Sunday, there were 2 games. They played at 3:30. So, I guess if the Lakers win, they would play at 6. You're probably right. I don't know.
Which that would be great.
It's Mother's Day.
Yeah. I'll take 6 over 3:30.
Yeah.
I can make 6 o'clock work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Huh.
Hold on 1 second. And so Tyrone says if there's 2 game 7s, the Sixers play at 8 o'clock. If there's only one, they play at 3:30.
Wait, if there's one... Wait, if there's 2... Say it one more time?
So if there's 2 game 7s, so if the Warriors force a game 7...
Right.
The Sixers would play at 8 o'clock. All right, so Keith Pompey tweeted out something. Thank you, Tyrone. So if Golden State forces a game 7, LA, Golden State 3:30, Philly, Boston 8 o'clock. Because they have the TNT broadcast. If it's a game 7 where it's just Sixers, Celtics, it's 3:30 on ABC.
Wow. So 8 o'clock? They would play at 8?
So I'm rooting Warriors.
Yeah.
You know. Mother's Day goes till midnight, but come on now.
They would play at 8?
Yeah. Which is weird because the West Coast, that means they're tipping off at 12:30.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's
strange, whatever.
That's the number 1 slot, 3:30.
All right, 8 o'clock. Let's go Warriors.
Crazy.
That's tonight, right?
That's tonight.
Yeah, so let's go Warriors.
Oh. All right. Let's go to John. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Hello, John.
Hello.
Hey, John.
Hey, man, I want the Warriors to win for the fact of I kind of had talked my wife into keeping my son up last night to watch the Sixers win. And once again, you know, I'm 27 years old. I haven't had a happy moment with the Sixers for a while. But, man, that game last night was gut-wrenching.
Yeah, it was tough, man.
It was just gut-wrenching.
It was.
And I don't know why they didn't pull the hook on Milton earlier. Milton couldn't hit nothing the whole night.
And he had big chances, big opportunities to bury shots. I mean, those were big three, wide open. He missed 4 of them. 4 threes that were wide open. Key in the fourth quarter. I mean, he had a chance to measure them, too.
That's what I'm saying. And Niang was playing better. Niang hit 2 big threes. I don't know why he didn't try to roll him back out.
Well, he did roll him back in, which probably was a mistake because you took Tucker out of the game, and that forced Maxey to be on Tobias.
Yeah, you're right. But, yeah, hopefully I need a happy moment on Mother's Day because my wife kind of wants to kill me right now. So hopefully she's like, one Mother's Day with no sports talk is all I wanted. Never going to happen for us.
Oh, my God. You got to be kidding. Oh, my God.
Yeah, never going to happen. But, y'all have a good day.
You too, brother. You too. I'm telling you, man, they have to win, Tunis. For all of our sanity, they got to win, Tunis.
I can't do it again. I told you this morning. And I'll tell the people. As I was nearing the exit to get off on the City Ave, I almost pulled a Kramer and just kept driving until the gas tank emptied. I almost just kept going.
Yeah, we were talking. I was in an Uber.
Yes.
Coming to Chickies and Pete's here in Malvern, the Parks Racing Sportsbook. And so you and I are talking. And a nice woman, Jacqueline, give her a yo. And you're going, dude, should I just keep driving and just drive until I just run out of gas?
Yeah, I just filled up. So it said when I called you, it said 480 miles.
Yeah.
I could just kept driving.
Drive. And all I'm thinking about it, and it was funny because you were talking and you know, I'm not even feeling well. I'm dying, right? We're talking and I'm like, we're miserable. You're like, let's Uncle Frank do the show.
Right. And this is after Game 6. They still have a chance.
Yeah.
So, God forbid Sunday doesn't go well. Nice knowing you. Might be it. I might just find something else to do.
I know. No, listen, we're going to be going over the Eagles' schedule 50 times. Which, by the way, is awesome. It's a great schedule. You know what the best part about the schedule is for me?
What's the best part?
Come on, you know me.
Picking your road trip?
Yeah, but what's the best part of the Eagles schedule that I love? Come on, man. This is actually
like this schedule.
If you get it wrong, I'll be crushed.
This specific schedule or in general? Like schedule release. This schedule. I know exactly what it is. 3 1:00 games.
Yes.
4 o'clock games, and the rest are Thursday, Sunday, and Monday night. Oh yeah,
you're my boy.
I thought you meant like schedule release in general.
No,
because that's a holiday for you,
right? No, you're my boy. You passed the test.
But yes, this specific schedule. 3 1:00 games. You're in your glory, man.
I love it. It is the greatest. It's the greatest schedule. There's only 3 1:00 games. It's the best. You got Commanders on October 1st. You got the Arizona Cardinals on the 31st, and then you have. Was it both Commanders games? No, both Commanders games are 1:00.
Yeah, so those make sense.
Yeah.
Those are trash games.
How about that? Tyrone, my least favorite schedule. I don't understand. How could he hate that? I love special games. It's special. The fact that the Eagles are going to be the 4 o'clock, football night in America, Sunday night, Monday, they do Monday night with ABC. The game of the week. Well, I love that stuff. When the Birds are like front and center, how do you not love that?
A lot of late nights.
It's the best.
Now, Coop's waking up at 5.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 o'clock starts. 5,
I'm cool with the 4 o'clock starts. I got no problem there.
Yeah, it's the best. This is the greatest
8
schedule.
8 o'clock I could do less of, but,
And we get Christmas Day. You kidding me?
Yeah, Christy's thrilled. Mother's Day.
Christmas Day. I love it. Christmas Day.
We could have a doubleheader if the Sixers are on there, Christmas Day.
Oh, they better win.
Right, yeah.
They better win, Judas. They better win.
Or nobody's watching.
That's it. Let's go to Dominic. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Hello, Dom.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, my brother?
Listen, I want to blame Tunis, man. This is all his fault because he said Broad Street. That's why this one. Get out of here, or lost. Get out of here. Any donkey who calls and even wastes time giving you that, or even the guy earlier that really wanted to give me a Drummond was the issue.
I know.
Are you kidding me? Listen,
I know. Today's the day. Because today's the day everybody just got to get out of the system.
Blame. Right, you're looking for blame. And it's the same, all right, I understand Tobias was didn't score, but the fact of the matter is, you can look at the box score and it doesn't tell the story. The fact of the matter is, what you said it and you hit it on the head. Their sphincters tightened, and with 6 minutes left, he shot, the best player in the world, shot the ball once. Bottom line. The bottom line. He has to say, I want the ball, or Doc has to run a play for him in the post, or Harden, who was brilliant, shooting only 8 shots, brilliant, and controlled that whole game in Game 5, controlled the whole game with only shooting 8 shots. So that's the fact of the matter. Your stars at the end of the game, I was baffled because they looked bad early, but they were unflappable. And my friend was like, what do you mean unflappable? They were down 14. Blah, blah. I said, no, unflappable. I didn't say they were perfect, which meant when they were down, they came back, and they looked like, wow, this is the team we watched in Game 5. It's the team that was resilient all year. And then the last 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, they turned into the team that they were the last 6 years in the playoffs when it's like a tight situation. It's like I was baffled how they regressed to something that they weren't, that they haven't been. The only thing that I feel secure about is when you count them out, because I honestly, in my heart, if I had to bet anything, my life, I don't think they're going to win Sunday, and that's the only thing that makes me feel good.
It's funny.
That's when they come up. That's when they come through.
Don, listen, I hear you. Because it's funny. I was thinking the same thing. Maybe that this team needs to go out and play with literally no pressure. Like, they're expected to lose.
Right.
Right? You wait till forget about the pundits tonight and all over the weekend. They'll be crushing them. Boston. They'll already have the game won, right?
Yes, they
so
will.
then they'll hear that they got no chance. And maybe that's when they actually play at their best. I don't know.
That's honestly what I feel, because I feel like whenever I feel, oh my God, this is sickening. It's going to end like this again. Another Mother's Day quadruple point, Father's Day, the fall apart against Atlanta, like another one. So when you feel like that, like I said, maybe that'll be the team that's like you said, like they feel like, hey, listen, the pressure isn't on us, it's on them. And the crazy part, too, real fast, the magnitude of this game, I don't know if people understand, as far as both teams. If the Sixers win this game, right, and now Jaylen Brown, they say with the money and that he made the second team all NBA, yada, 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 like he's guaranteed a certain amount of money. If they lose this game, there's going to be big changes in Boston if the Sixers win, okay? Huge change because they're going to make something's going to go down.
Same thing here, man. I mean, it's the truth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As well as if we lose, there's going to be changes with Stock and Hard, whatever the case. So the magnitude of this game for both teams is really crazy when you sit and think about it, that the team that loses, there's going to be big-time changes either way.
Brother, great call.
They pull it out for us. Love you guys.
I love you too, buddy. Yeah, I know, man. I mean, Tunis, I can only say that maybe that's just what it is, Tunis. Maybe they need to play in that way without any sort of pressure. I don't know. Because I just thought they were tight. When I keep coming back to it, they just look tight to me. And Harden, I just don't even know what he was doing sometimes.
No, neither do I. I mean,
like when he has those moments, those games where you have no idea what he's doing.
There was one drive he had, and he was complaining about not getting the call. It was the travel. Remember he traveled?
Yes.
And he's looking for a foul
when he fell.
Yes.
Yeah.
There were 3 Celtics in the paint when he drove. That was just a poor decision. Period.
Right.
Like he could have kicked it out. There's three guys in front of you, dude.
Right.
You're James Harden. You're assist leader, so I know you can do it. And so sometimes it's like I question what's going through his mind here. And I get it. You want to try to put the team on your back. I'm all for it. Right? I love aggression. But it's not even like he attempted the shot. He literally just barreled into whoever it was that he then gets called to travel for. I'm like, man, what was your plan there? To just draw a foul?
Yeah.
And then when you don't
listen, how many times he tries to do that? That's his fail-safe.
Right, but when there's 3 Celtics in front of you, sometimes your fail-safe, shouldn't be a dumb play.
Too, and he's right. Like, you get away from the pick and roll. Like, all of a sudden, you just don't run the pick and roll.
Yeah.
Which is why I would have took the ball out of his hands, and I would have gave it to Maxey and let Maxey and Embiid play two-man game. Maxey looked good to me.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
All right. So I would have played a two-man game with Maxey and Embiid. I think you're better off that way. All right. Let's get back to the lines. Let's go to where we at. It's Mitch. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Mitchell.
Yeah, you guys are upset. I understand. But let me ask you one question first before I get into my rant here. Did the Boston Celtics with Tatum win that game, or did the Sixers with Embiid and the other boys lose that game? That's my first question.
Well, I mean, I think you know the answer. I think we all agree that they lost the game. When you're up 83-81 at home, you got to close out the game.
You know, when you're a professional basketball player and an all-star like Tatum is, and you can't hit anything for 3 periods, human nature says, this is just not my night. But not with him. That dude came out in the 4th period and had one of the most tremendous performances of a long time.
Yeah. Sure, I agree.
And the only way it's going to change in Philadelphia with the 76ers is when you get an owner that cares, you get a general manager that's not there for the money, and you get a stadium that's half empty. That's the only way it's ever going to change in Philly.
Wait, I got to ask you, though, because that's the one thing I disagree with you. I don't know what more what's Josh Harris going to care? I mean, he's got the highest paid coaching staff in the league. I mean, they're Game 7 of the conference semis in an epic battle with Boston. I mean, what, they're bad?
I'm not following you. I didn't understand what you meant.
I don't know what you meant. Like, there needs to change. Like, what needs to change? Like, I'm curious.
Well, it's getting to the point, I can tell by your callers, they can't take it anymore.
Here's what the callers are saying. They're frustrated at a chance where they get to close out the series, and they lost. And, yes, they're facing another second-round exit, and it happens to do with Sunday. They're in the mix, though. The problem is they're in the mix. Like, this idea that the owner doesn't care is ridiculous.
Well, you may think it's ridiculous. If
you're in a luxury tax and you have the highest paid coaching staff, doesn't that mean you care?
The highest paid coaching staff is not going to win you a championship.
Okay, we know it wins a championship. Thanks, Mitch. I don't know. It's just funny. I'm just tired of the old sports radio conversation. The owner doesn't care. I mean, stop. This is ridiculous. If they lose, Doc Rivers likely won't be back. And we'll see about James Harden. I mean, that's what's on the line for Sunday. But I just don't even understand where it's like, well, this is what there should be half-empty people. What, so nobody goes to the games? Like, it's not that bad. Like, if you told me that they're the Timberwolves or they're the Pistons, I go, yeah, all right. But come on.
Yeah, they're not boycott worthy.
I mean that's just asinine.
They're not.
But that's
they're not the Flyers.
1987, sports radio. Come on, bro. Stop with that nonsense. I agree with the other stuff. I mean, listen, you gotta. There's a lot on the line, but it's about the soul of the players and the coach. Let's see. That's what's hanging in the balance in Game 7 on Sunday. And we're all frustrated. They need to win. Edith, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Edith. Hello, Edith. Edith.
Oh, that's disappointing because she would have put a smile on my face.
I was glad you gave her a little extra time because, she does. Edith brings a smile to us.
I 100% would have felt better about my life if she talked.
Anthony Jonas. I can just hear her voice talking to us. Yeah. Neil, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Neil.
Yo, cuz. Yo, Tunis. How you doing?
What's up, Neil? What's going on, buddy?
It's B-Stink Neil. Long time, buddy. How you been?
B-Stink. Wow. How about it, man? That's fabulous.
Yo, cuz, don't lie to me. I know you've had in the back of your head some images of Fright Night and Antoine and Paul doing that shimmy. I know I have.
Yes.
That Friday night, it was just bonkers. They were bombing from everywhere. And
yes.
If part of you isn't afraid of that, I don't think you're human. But
no, I'm petrified.
Yeah. So, caveat I will start with, he is one of the 10 most talented, skill-wise basketball players in the world. Absolutely. I don't call enough, mostly because of work, but I'm definitely a certified Embiid hater, and it's mostly for this reason. Again, one of the 10 best players in the universe. The second and fourth quarter, Doris Burke comments on his body language, which, let's be honest, we've been talking about his body language and moping for all of his 9-year career. Do you think Embiid, if he had a night going into the fourth quarter in a pivotal game, if he was 1 for 14, do you see him, knowing that history of his body language and his mentality, coming back and scoring 12 points in 2 minutes? Because I don't.
No, I don't either.
Right. So if he loses this Sunday, so for his legacy, right, and you guys talked about this, I mean, if you're Joel, there's nothing more you could ask for, which is to cement that you're a beast to win a Game 7 on the road. And honestly, I don't care if Harden goes 4 of 17 and Maxey only scores 14 and Tobias only drops 9. This is your chance to shut up people like me and drop 52 with 16 boards, But if he doesn't, right, and next season he turns 30, and believe me, I know this is premature, but it's not that premature. What are we talking about here, man? I mean, we've gotten as far in the playoffs in the last 20 years as the Knicks. I mean, it's just infuriating.
So here's the one thing where and listen, I understand where you're coming from, well, I really do, but I think you're a little too harsh in this sense.
For sure. Yeah.
So I look at Game 5, and Embiid played a ridiculous game. He was unbelievable, right? I agree with the flaw of the mope. He's the front runner, right? When things are going really well, he's happy, smiling, the whole thing, and he's happy. But it's those games like last night where things don't go your way. It's that mope thing, and I know that drives people insane. And for the most part, I thought he did a good job this year getting past it, but it still rears itself from time to time.
And at bad times.
Yeah. And I think that's
honestly,
fair. Yeah.
It's fine he's a Durant on a team that's led by a Steph, and he's a Chris Bosh on a team that's led by LeBron. The problem is they missed on so many number one picks that they don't have the assets to bring in a Steph or a LeBron. So and he's just not. And now this is going to be really hard.
Well, he's also a bit different player, right? He's also a big, the only reason why I disagree with you is in this sense, you need a guard. He needs a companion. Harden can't go 4 for 17 with 5 turnovers and play like he did yesterday and have Embiid score 50. It's impossible.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. When you miss on all those number one picks around those Embiid years, one of those guys was supposed to be that combo guard that could score 40.
That you pair with him.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be honest, I guess the other thing that kind of bothers me about Embiid, look, I'm sure some caller is going to say this is too harsh, right? But I was talking to a friend of mine from Boston and about the same thing. He's like, yeah, Tatum never mopes. He looks frustrated like he did last night. But he just gets it done, and Embiid does. But the other thing is, there was at the end of Game 4 when it went to overtime, right? He's changing his jersey before overtime starts, right? I get it. He was out for 10 whole days because he injured his knee. The dude has a dad bod. He's turning 30 next year. He doesn't.
I can't. I mean, the guy works hard. I can't kill him for that. That is harsh. Now you're talking about he's got a dad bod. Come on, Neil. I love you, but you're way too harsh. That's, the guy was a dominant force. MVP for a reason. Let's not just say that was a gift, right?
That dad bod would kick all our asses, too. Come on, man. Say it to his face, bro. Seriously.
That's I think, ridiculous. That's ridiculous. But, listen, you're right about his mindset and his attitude. That's fair. And he's got to answer to that. That stuff, you got to shake that stuff off. And you can't mope. That's fair criticism. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. It's Cuz Radio with the Tunis. pretty nasty.
Yeah, it really is. You go, what? It's Cowboys. At least it's Cowboys, then bye.
Cowboys.
You're
then
never
the
going to
bye.
overlook the Cowboys, right? So,
right.
You play the Texans with the bye week looming.
Right.
A chance you lose that game.
Right.
You don't overlook the Cowboys. So you go Cowboys, then you go bye, and then is it Chiefs after that?
Yep.
So at least you're playing the Chiefs coming off a bye.
And then
Bills, that's going to kill you.
Yeah. Niners, Cowboys, then it's at Dallas, at Seattle. I mean, that's 6 tough games. Be entertaining. What's your number? You come up with a number yet?
I'm in the 11 range right now.
Oh, that's good. That's a good neighborhood.
I mean, I think that's fair. I mean, they are talented.
Yeah, I'm thinking 12.
Okay, I like that.
But I'm going to wait until what did I do last year? I took that, what did I do? The green.
Yeah, you were all
green haze.
Yeah, a couple of stuff you were taking.
But I was 16, but I was right.
14-3.
14-3. We went through it. You played in the vault.
Yeah. And we were off by a couple.
Let me channel it.
Yeah, just you got to take drugs again.
All right. No problem.
Get some medication for you right now.
You got it, buddy. Edith is back. Our girl, Edith.
Hey, Anthony, how you doing? I'm in my favorite T-Mobile store. I had to come and get a little charge, so that's what happened. I'm sorry, brother. I thought I had enough to talk to you.
Baby,
but, man,
you never have to say you're sorry. We love you, Eve.
I know you do, and I love you, Anthony. Look, I didn't get a chance to talk to you about the draft. Happy about that. Happy about the draft. I think we're going to do great things, and I see us going back to the Super Bowl. That's my prediction. I'm telling you right now.
You feel it. You go, how many wins?
Didn't I tell you last year we were going?
Yeah, you did.
And it was early in the season.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, early in the season.
I give you major props. Yep.
Yes. I said we ain't losing, although, how it ended, but at least we got there.
Guess what? They shouldn't have lost.
I know. Our 76ers. Now, is this a new breed of kids today? That's my question to you.
In what respect?
Is it a new breed of kids? Because it
Indeed,
seems like there's no hesitancy for, getting the job done.
You know what? I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know what happened. I really don't. They just completely got disjointed and unfolded. Like, they just folded. They became, I mean, their possessions had no rhythm to them. Man, it was weird.
And I mean, they act like they're scared or playing scared or something. I don't understand it. I don't understand Harden, how he hot and cold. I don't understand Embiid, why somebody got to tell him that he's the MVP and you just need to go to the hole and you need to take over the game and all this stuff. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. So I'm just thinking that maybe it's a different breed of kids these days.
Yeah, I mean, I just look at it and go, I know they're a good team. They have some talent. They look tight. I mean, maybe that was it. Maybe they just need to get this out of the system. Maybe that's kind of what they're about. And then, they can win Sunday. I truly believe they can win.
Yeah, I hope so. I can believe they can beat Boston. I really do. And I mean, they just have to get some confidence in this play. I mean, you're looking at everybody put this thing on Doc. First of all, you're looking at the same thing Doc looking at. When you're on that floor, you're looking at the same thing he's looking at. You know what you should do. Nobody should have to tell you what to do. You know your assignment. Just go execute. That's what they need to do, execute. And I'm not seeing that. I don't see the urgency. So I'm just thinking that maybe these kids are just different from the teams of before.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's a generate. Yeah, I don't think
when he went to Boston.
Yeah, I don't think it's I don't think it's generational. And listen, here's one thing I would have done if I was Doc. I'd make it a 2-man game. I'd take Harden off the ball. I'd make it a 2-man game with Maxine and Embiid. Yeah, I would have done that. I would have done it. We kept calling for it. My cousin and I were calling for it. I mean, come on, man. You saw Harden. When Harden has those funks, it's hard to overcome when he's in that weird, nothing's going right for him because he's got the ball in his hands.
Yeah. And I don't know why you don't just give it up. Just pass it to Embiid. Just give it to him. Give it to I mean, if you know that you're off and you're not feeling it, you need to take that ball.
Well, you got to take him off the ball.
They don't move the ball around enough for me. And then the people, then you're going back when Boston shoots and they don't get a basket. You steal that basket, get that rebound. Hester, you're back on the floor.
So what are you doing tomorrow? You got the game Sunday. You get the game 7. Are you doing a Mother's Day thing?
Yeah, I'm going down with my sister-in-law down to McCormick and Schmidt on Broad Street, so we're going to have dinner down there, like a little early dinner.
All right. Nice.
And then I'm going to come home. I've got the game tape, so, I'll come home and watch it. And I just hope that we prevail, man, because it's just, come on, this is our year. All right, so
MVP, just so you know that if Golden State wins tonight, the game will be tomorrow night, so you'll be able to watch it.
It'll be at 8?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, great.
Otherwise, it'll be 3:30. Yep.
Great.
Oh, happy Mother's Day, babe.
You too, and tell Chrissy happy Mother's Day as well.
I'll tell my wife, Tam. Yep. Oh. Tunis. Tunis. Tunis?
Yes.
What happens to Harden sometimes? Like when I look and I watch him, I go, hey, he looks so good, and then he looks so. It's perplexing.
It really is.
I've never seen a player like him in my life.
Because his bat is so bad. Like Tatum yesterday is one of 75,000 before the fourth quarter. But the dude was at least rebounding and playing good defense and still doing other things.
Right.
When Harden's bad, he's got nothing.
Nothing? And he turns the ball over. And his passes are weird.
Yeah, like he just looks terrible.
What is
when
that?
He's bad? I don't know. Like we've seen Embiid. Embiid has had days where he can't hit shots, but he's still rim protecting and still, he's attracting so much attention that he sets up when he gets the ball in his hands and draws a double and triple team. He gets guys open looks.
Yeah.
When Harden's bad, it is terrible.
Yeah, man, he ain't lying. It's really bad. Let's go to Slick Rick. Slick Rick, what's happening, Slick Rick? What do you got for us? You got some encouragement?
I'm a stand-up guy, man. I called him right. I called back. I called it wrong. I called back. I'm here. Like, somebody told him it was like a 43-minute game last night, man. And, I don't know, man.
I thought for sure that they were winning that game. I felt it.
Listen, I'm glad I don't have a phone that I can bet in game. I be talking about cuz when I come spend the weekend at your house. I'm glad I don't have a phone and I go and bet in person and then that's it. Last night I was like, oh yeah, we got this. Oh yeah.
I thought the same thing. I thought the same exact thing.
I have issues with this. And I think I've talked about it before and I think Tunis shot me down. I need to see certain times, not extended periods of time, but certain times. And not because they do Robert Williams and Horford, but I need to see B-Ball Paul and Embiid at the same time. There's nothing wrong with that. You say
No.
Why?
He's swimming right now. He's swimming. He's barely playable. And he's giving you nothing. He's disjointed offensively? No.
So where do we go? Because it's like,
come on. You're going to worry about that team? That's not exactly the Twin Towers that you're worried about those two.
At least if he gets the ball, when anybody double team, he'll give you a dunk. He's done that. He doesn't get the ball. He has energy. He rebounds. He defends.
He had one rebound with all that energy yesterday.
Slick Rick, the kid's not ready. He's not ready.
He's ready then? Because
I don't know. I don't know if he ever will be. But right now, he's a regular season kid that you can play. Not against the Celtics. I know he had a good game one.
So we're not going to go down swinging and try and tinker with our lineup. We're going to go.
No, why would you? That's the worst thing you can do. The worst thing you can do. You got to go in and you got to win the game. You have enough talent.
I agree.
So you're not worried about getting gimmicky and playing B-ball Paul and Embiid. No. You go in and you freaking win. You have enough to beat that team. You beat them by 20 in Boston 2 nights ago.
But if it's a game like last night, and I'm thinking that it will be, who's our bench then? All right, you're taking him out, so who's our bench? Melton? Seriously?
Oh.
I'm asking. I'm not.
You're going to go the same rotation.
Wow.
That's what you're going to do. Same exact rotation. Paul Reed's going to play 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Niang's going to play. Melton's going to play. You're going to see if they can shoot a little bit, and then you're going to play. Then the lion's share of the minutes are going to be the starters. Well, that's how you're going to play it. You don't need a tinker.
We have to do our timeouts better then and get them rest because they were gassed at the end of the game. You can see that. They were gassed.
Well, Tobias was too. I mean, Tobias was chasing Tatum around the whole game.
He was playing outstanding defense, but the offensive side just wasn't there.
Yeah.
His defense was outstanding. Like some of the best defensive players.
Listen, there's no excuse. Like they can win. They can win this game. You don't need to get, all funky and tweak lineups because you're afraid of Robert Williams and Horford in the lineup together. Stop. I mean, come on. You got to be able to match that up.
Yeah, it just honestly, dude, it comes down to a couple guys got to hit a couple more shots. Tobias, I know he played really good defense against Tatum yesterday. I'm not going to totally crush him, but here's the deal. He's 1 of 7. His 6 misses weren't fadeaway threes. He was missing at the rim.
Well, he got blocked.
I know.
He got swatted.
And I loved it. I saw a great tweet from our man, the Goose, and I said the same thing out loud. Tobias, you're 6'10". It's Ben Simmons again. Like, even if it's not a dunk, like there was one layup attempt that he missed. It was the alley-oop from Harden. Like, dude, come on, man. Like, just flush it.
And he did it the other night. He flushed it.
But this time he clanks off the backboard. It's like, dude, just come on, man. You're 6'10".
There's a lot of missing at the rim, too. Did you see Harden missing at the rim?
Yep.
There's a lot of missing at the rim.
Tyrese had that issue earlier in the series. He's settled down, which is good.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the 1 of 7, like Tobias' 1 of 7 could have easily been 3 of 7 yesterday. Right? D'Anthony Melton's 0 for a million. You hit a couple.
Yep.
I'm not asking for Tobias to drill 4 threes.
Agreed.
I'm asking him to when he's at the rim in the first half, by the way. It's not like this was the fourth quarter, tired legs. This first half, they were trying to get him involved. I don't know if you noticed. They were trying to get Tobias Harris involved in the first quarter. And he wasn't finishing.
Yeah, early on. But you can't go away, too. I mean, that's hard.
Yeah, that's true.
You're the point guard. You got to go. You can't go away. Let's go to Black Gritty. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Black Gritty, my man.
What's up, guys? I need a hug so bad. I need a hug, man. Like, I turned the volume off in the second quarter, and I didn't listen to anything. I just watched the game. And with 6 minutes left, I'm tired of hearing Joel say, or anybody say, the ball didn't find me, the teammates this or whatever. You got a coach that should be running plays for you. You got a point guard that should be running plays for you. You're the MVP of the league. You should be calling for the ball. The fact that you didn't put up any shots, guess what? Everybody keeps telling me for the last 5 years, new Sixers every year. That looked like the same old Sixers. They were scared. You were up. And I don't want to blame anything on refs or anything, but, like, when they stopped that ball and had Maxey reach those shots and everybody was sitting around the side and all the Celtics were down there by the bench and had, like, a free timeout, the whole momentum, it took the stadium apart because we were behind them. Everything was loud, it was rocking, and that turned the momentum right around. But still, you have to call for the ball. You have to shoot the ball. You know what I mean? I hate Tatum. I hate Boston. But he still kept jacking up them shots until they went. If you would have went down and lost with 3 seconds left on a one shot, fine. Hey, dog, we fought. We lost it. But you went out like punks. And no, he doesn't have a dad bod. No, they're not tired. They're mentally. You got a second-round coach with second-round players, and PJ can't shoot. So dribble with 3 seconds left to hand off to PJ. 2 offensive series in a row, and Joel doesn't touch the ball. It's insane to me.
Yeah.
And again, I don't want to kill the coach, but, like, somebody's got to do something. And since you didn't call it and nobody on the floor did it, that's just mental weakness, and that's what, dude, I almost cried.
Well, and it was weird because they came out tight. Like, the whole game, they were tight. They were tight the whole game. And then they got a little loose when they They erased that lead. They had a couple decent runs. They had that run in the third quarter, and you went, all right, now Boston looked like it was cooked. Boston looked like they were done, and they let them back in the game, and that was the killer.
And then with 4 minutes left, you're up by 2, Tatum hits that 3 to go 1. The way that they hung their heads going back down the court, I'm like, yo, you're just mentally weak, and no, there's no evidence of fight for you. You have more fight away because guess what? The coach took them out early when you're away. So Sunday comes, I don't know if I can even watch the game. I might just sit there and look at a blank TV for 3 hours, turn my phone off, and then wait till the game's over. Like, it hurt, man, because I tried. I tried, and I've tried. So they better get it together. They can win this game. It is what it is. But my goodness, cuz. Just have some heart, some mentality, because they're physically there. We're as good as them, if not better than them.
I agree.
And we've shown that. But you've got to be mentally tough. You've got to want it at the end of the day. Love you guys. Sure as you lucky you got that baby to hug. I wish I had a baby. I wish I had something to snuggle me, brother. Because I need that love right now. It's hard out here.
I know, brother. I feel you, man.
All right.
Oh, man.
I'd give him a hug if I was around.
No, Black Ready? Yeah.
I'd give him a hug. He's a huggable fella.
Man, I got to tell you. You heard his voice. All these Sixer fans are great fans. Yep. I mean, it's 4 for 4. These fans are incredible. And they ride and die, man. They ride with you. You gotta give it for yourself and for them. You gotta win someday. That just has to happen, dude.
I desperately need it, man.
It has to happen, man.
I can't do it again, dude.
No.
I can't do it again.
Nobody can. You can't do it. Another second round loss? No. Not when you had this series. This is not like you're getting boat raced, 4-1 or 4-2 like you're the Hawks. Ah, man. Come on. You gotta win this series, dude. Oh. All right. Coming up, we'll talk to our man Tim Legler, and then we'll get back to your calls to end the show. 610-632-0975. Cuz Ready with the Tunes live from the Parks Racing Sportsbook inside Chickies and Pete's in Malvern. 97.5 The Fanatic.
And this is Andrew Salchunas, NBA playoffs.
joins us on the Comcast Business Hotline. Legs, what a disaster, Legs. Oh.
Oh my goodness, man! It's there's been a number of just really disappointing nights over the course of Embiid's time here in the Sixers organization, but this has to be one of the biggest letdowns anybody's seen, I guess, in that city related to that team.
Well, you're there. You had the moment. You had all the momentum going. When you come back, first of all, they should have had margin in the third quarter. The Celtics were withering. They had no rhythm on offense. They were ready to be killed.
Yeah, if it's one of those nights that if the Sixers could have put anything together offensively that was sustainable at all, at any point, really, in the second and third quarter of the game, they probably have a double-digit lead. I mean, because Boston wasn't playing well offensively. I mean, you get a night when Tatum looks like that for 45 minutes, and, you just know that you just got to be, decent offensively, and you probably have a 10-point lead, and it's a different feel for the Celtics to close that thing out. But, they just kept within arm's length, and then, you got to give Tatum all the credit in the world. And I'll be honest with you, it's one of the most incredible things I've seen, what he did at the end of that game after the night he had.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't just missing shots. He wasn't even reading situations right. He was constantly driving the ball into traffic. He was getting stripped. He was falling down. He just had absolutely nothing going for him offensively whatsoever. To have the nerve to take those shots, particularly the first one.
Oh my God, he rose up and he rose up with confidence and splashed
I mean,
it.
Embiid went up. They were like hand on hand when he released that ball. And at that point, he was 1 for 14 in the game. And he shot that shot, Anthony, like he had no doubt. He shot that shot as if he'd already been in rhythm all night. That's just give him all the credit in the world. A great player didn't completely die on the vine the entire night. And that's the difference between him and a guy like Harden, who I feel like when Harden heads down these rabbit holes, he doesn't ever turn it around. At some point in the game. And so Tatum, it shows you the difference in the caliber of confidence you have to have for a guy to play that way at the end of that game. It was just mind blowing to me that Tatum finished it off like that.
So what did you see down the stretch? I mean, when all of a sudden, Embiid gets one shot inside the last, 5.5 minutes, and what did you see from the Sixers offensively?
And it's one of those things, man, because I'm obviously watching the game live, and then immediately, as soon as the game ends, I'm on live television, and then I come off of that, and now I missed the first quarter of the Phoenix game basically because I was on live TV on SportsCenter. So then I got to go watch the Phoenix game, and then as soon as that game ends, I'm on SportsCenter. So it's I haven't had a chance to actually go back and watch the last 6 minutes of the game. But what I was writing in my notes was just, I don't understand why you continue to on a night, if you haven't coached hard enough to know by now and seen him enough to know by now, what I just said is true, it's not going to turn around. It's not like he's been like this all night. He has struggled. We have those nights. Hey, the nights he's been great in this series, guess what? He was great immediately in the game. You could tell it was different. You should know by now, after coaching him this much, what he looks like when he gets like that. Why do you need to continually allow him to be the guy that's got the ball most of the time in those situations? When Maxey was having a really good night, obviously you've got Embiid. Whether you get Embiid the ball where he likes it, or you're running some two-man with Maxey and Embiid, and maybe Harden's taking off the ball a little bit, but it's nobody has the gumption to do it because it's just James Harden and this is what we're going to do. And I think you hurt the team because you don't give yourself quality possessions, man, when you have to have something.
Yeah, I would have took him off the ball. I just thought Maxey. I loved the way I liked the way he was playing last night. Right? I felt good with him, and he had a little rhythm with Embiid because. And here's the other thing too. If you're Embiid, what are you doing? Are you demanding the ball?
No,
if you're
that's the thing. Right. I had a little bit of a problem with that last night. What he said after the game,
right.
Because he just comes out and says, I didn't touch the ball in the last 4 minutes. I'm sorry. I got news for you. I'm going to tell you something right now. It's a news flash. There is no great player in the NBA that can ever use an excuse of not getting the ball when they need it. I'm sorry, it just doesn't exist. Those players get the ball. They find a way to get the ball. So part of it might be, who was handling the ball and how they were feeling, and it was indecision there. Part of it's him. Part of it's got to be on you as a great player. You don't accept the fact that you don't get the ball where you want it or touch it at all. It's not an excuse, man. Great players don't say stuff like that. It's not all about everybody else. Like, at some point, you've got to demand you get the basketball. Whatever that takes, you've got to get it. And, when he only wants to operate now, it seems like on that foul line at the top of the key area, he doesn't really do much anymore with his back to the basket in the low post. He just doesn't really touch the ball down there very often.
And the shame is when he was at the mid post.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember when at the end of Game 4 where he delivers the pass to Harden, which was a tough. Right. Like, that's where he needed to be last night.
Right. I know. And if you're there, guess what? You're going to touch it. You're going to touch the ball. Now look, can he be helped out by maybe not just having him run up the floor and go to a spot, put his hands up in the air when he's probably going to be fronted? He's going to have another guy behind him. He's in a crowd. It's hard to just run up the floor and go to that area and just put your hand up to the best player on the court. Yeah, it's going to be crowded. So you got to move around, and maybe there's something that can be done to get him a screen, to get somebody off of him so he can be moving a little bit before he catches it. But to say, like, I don't touch the ball, well, then part of that's on you. It just is. You're too great of a player to just accept however you're being covered or wherever the ball is and whatever teammate of yours has it. I'm sorry. It's just it's a combination of him, of the guard play, of play construction. It's all of those things. But he has to have some ownership in that.
Yeah, I listen. I'm with you. I mean, and the problem is, and I love the guy, but you got to not mope at the end. Like, even like they were down 8, and it was a minute and a half to go, and they quit. They did the same thing against Miami last year in Game 6, where they just quit. Like, yo, guys.
Yeah, I feel you, man. There's definitely, and it's probably even more apparent, like, if you're in the building. Obviously, I was not there last night, but I watched the team enough to play in person or on television, and so it's like the body language. The body language during tough times is definitely not something that's helpful, and it's not just Embiid, Harden.
Yeah,
it's just the whole vibe, right? Is a defeatist body language.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying they're going to win the game once they got down 5 or whatever it was, or Tatum at the second 3. I think they were down 4.
Right.
I don't know if they're going to win a game or not, but it was the obvious frustration. It's like so worn on your sleeve. That's just not a great leadership quality in the moment. You know what I mean? Because there's still a number of possessions to play. We've seen crazier things happen. They coming back from 4 or 5 down with 2 minutes to play. I mean, but you can sense it's almost like, Anthony, like the whole night was built up toward that moment, and it was almost that feeling of, oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's what everybody in there felt. And that's what the reaction you've been getting all day today. What are the people that you're talking with today? Like, what emotion are they expressing?
It's all frustration and want this team again, blow it up, the whole thing. If you lose to Boston and can't get out in the second round, that's what's so difficult, because you see how good that they looked in Game 5 in Boston, right? Where they win, they dominate that game from tip. And then last night, they were tight. I thought they were tight from tip. They came out tight.
Absolutely no question. It's what I talk about all the time. There's a tightness, and it's not just something that exists within their organization. There's other teams that experience it. I knew that was going to be there. They went up to Boston. They played a very loose, carefree game. Boston got tight. Philadelphia dominated them. Yes. And these series, when you're facing these moments of, like, okay, the beginning of the series, the first 4 games, I don't think there's a lot of tightness there. I think all kinds of stuff happens, and you get to either a 3-1 or a 2-2 typically, and if you get to 2-2, from that point on, now all of the tightness sets in because the home team in Game 5 feels a ton of it because they know if they lose, they go on the road to be closed out. And so now Philly wins the game. And now Boston goes in last night, they almost feel like it's house money. Like, we're not expected to win this game now. We're on the road, but we've got experience to do it. And we're gonna come out here, we're going to play a game to show you that we're a championship caliber team. Well, the tightness then shifts to Philly because they know this is our last shot at home to end the series. We now got to go back. So what happens is, believe it or not, in the moment, you start to feel that mentality of, oh, my God, what if we lose? And you shouldn't be thinking that. It's got to be play after play, next play in front of you. But when you are in certain places and you know what's at stake, you start to feel it. I thought Boston played tight in Game 5. Philadelphia was incredible. Last night, there was no question. The way they started the game and the way they finished the game. They had a nice run in the middle where they looked pretty normal. Beginning of the game, they were tight as could be, and they obviously were incredibly tight last 6 minutes of the game. And Boston wasn't, and they felt it, and they had more guys make plays. I've been saying for a while, their playmaking guards, the number of them that they have is a difference, and Smart and Brogdon were awesome last night.
So, what did you think of the move? They, going to the bigs with Robert Williams and Horford taking White out of the starting lineup.
Yeah, I think it kind of. I don't know that I'm like a huge believer that these things make that much of a difference because ultimately you're going to have similar guys rotationally play similar minutes. Right, so does it make that much of a difference? It just kind of gives Philly a different look at the start of the game. Right. I don't necessarily think that it had on the beginning of the game. And we can go back and watch the first, 10 minutes when Philly was struggling to get anything going, and I'm not sure that move had a big impact on that.
So, now let me ask you this: Sunday, the Sixers come in with really nothing to lose because. Everybody's going to count them out, and everybody's going to say they got no chance. So now Harden, who has been incredibly erratic, like great, bad, right? Now he can go in and just ball out. Is that like?
Well, my goodness, you certainly hope, but listen, because you're right about the first part. Look, bottom line is this: if you said 6 weeks ago, Philly was going to end up playing Boston in the second round, was going to go 7 games, you'd say, that's kind of how I saw this going, and you're not expected to win that game. You thought you had 2 teams in the East that were better than the Sixers, right? One of them got eliminated by the 8th seed, so Milwaukee got taken care of. So that just left Boston. And most people would agree, based on the totality of their work all season, Boston was a better team. So now you've got a Game 7 on the road against a better team, right? So here we are. It's not how you expected to get there, because you actually had a chance at home to close it out. And that's going to be something, they lose this game Sunday, it's going to just be something they got to carry with them all summer. Because it's the frustration of knowing how hard it is to put yourself in a position to get that game to where it's a closeout game in your own court, and you get all of that. It's the biggest game of the Embiid era, and you just play that poorly offensively the whole night. You got to carry that all summer. But yeah, the pressure is less on them now in a Game 7 on the road. It's much more on the Celtics, which is why I said the other night, Anthony, before Game 6, all Boston had to do, keep it within arm's length. With 6 minutes to go, it's exactly what I said to you. Because then the pressure is totally felt by the home team.
Right.
Same thing for Philly. If they can avoid a barrage of threes in the first half, avoid get just absolutely railroaded, like in the first half where you're down 20, like Phoenix did last night, where they got just dominated, be in the game and make those guys feel the pressure of making shots in front of the home crowd. That's the best you can hope for. And the pressure will shift to them, and your elbows don't work quite as freely when you have to make those shots on your home court. It's easier on the road.
It's a shame because the body language is one thing, but listen, Boston is probably the best team in right now. You've said it before. They're probably the best team in the NBA. Sixers are playing this team to, even, right? 7 games. Like, they're toe-to-toe with them. They rolled them on their own court. They beat them twice on their own court, twice. I mean, it's amazing that it's almost zero sum. Like if this is the Eastern Conference Finals, maybe it's a little bit better. But the fact it's the second round again is really what hurts the fan. Like it hurts everything.
Right?
Does that make sense to you?
No, totally. It's like, man, oh man. You know, just everything. I feel like everything the franchise has gone through, was leading up to last night. That's literally what it felt to me. Going back and the tanking and the picks and the injuries at the start of their careers and the guys, the trade in the Tatum pick and the Markelle Fultz and the Ben Simmons situation, and all the coaching change, all of it led up to last night. This is what it's all been about, man. This game right now, not Boston. Milwaukee's already gone. If they win the series and they win the Eastern Conference Finals, they've got home court advantage in the finals.
Yeah.
You've got NBA home court in the finals, and you were a 3 seed in the East. If you can win that game last night, and assuming you could beat the Heat, or which I think are going to win tonight, which won't be easy, but I think Philly. I would pick Philly to win that series.
Sure, you would.
That's what was at stake last night. It felt like everything, all the frustration, all of the moments, all of the angst of Sixers fans.
And then you had a packed building
last night, and you couldn't have felt any better based on Game 5. That's the thing. You felt so confident last night based on Game 5.
So, when you look at Embiid, right? What would you tell him? Like, if you got a moment of honesty with him, like you MVP, the whole thing, what would you tell him though? Like, just
I would tell him this. Here's what I would tell him. Listen, there are no excuses for a player on your level. There are none. So, whatever it takes on Sunday, then you got to go do that. If you need to go get 7 or 8 offensive rebounds, and that's how you dominate that front line that you can just toss around like children. If that's what it takes, that's what you got to do. But you are on that level, and you're under that level of scrutiny. Because I got news for you. Beyond Harden, who will carry it around a little bit, there's not another guy on that team 20 years from now, when they're retired from the league, that anybody's going to care if they won a title. I got news for you. Nobody cares if I won a damn title. I played 10 years in the league. No one cares.
Right.
But you know what they do care? They care about some of the guys I played with. They care if Karl Malone won one or didn't. They care if John Stockton did. They care if Chris Mullin did. Tim Hardaway. They care about Chris Webber. They care about those guys because their legacy is different. Their standard is different. And for a guy like Embiid, he's the guy ultimately that this is going to come back with, no matter what James Harden does, no matter what Maxey does, no matter what Doc Rivers does. And that's what he has to understand. So that means you do whatever the hell it takes. And there's certainly not an excuse that I didn't get the ball. I've never heard a great player use that as an excuse ever. That's not an excuse. Then go get the damn ball. Whatever it takes. Run down there and demand the ball in the low post. Don't just stand at the elbow in the top of the key all night, where you can maybe have situations where they can take it away from you, or the guard is under so much pressure they can't really get it to you right there. Go get it off the glass. Like, whatever. Run the floor. Get something easier. Whatever it takes. So I have news for you. No matter what happens in that game, Embiid is the guy that ultimately needs to have this on his resume, man, when you start talking about historical greatness. And he's the guy that's going to be judged differently than everybody else on the roster.
So let's talk about the other guy, and that is Harden. I just have never seen a player like him.
Either have I.
I was asking you, like, have you ever seen a guy, even in this series, he looks completely different at times, completely dominating? Right? The other night,
the only thing I'll say to you is, the only thing I'll say to you is, and I remember vividly, Anthony, the day that the trade happened, and I was in Philadelphia Airport coming back from work, and I did a hit with you. The news had just broke. And we talked about all the great things he's going to mean for Embiid and everything else. But if you recall, I said it then. There is something else, though, that comes with him. And this is what you're witnessing. And nobody should be surprised by what happened.
Yeah. No, you said it. No, I remember vividly having a conversation.
Be surprised because he and not only had he done it in his career to that point, that day he became a Sixer, how many times has it happened now since he's been a Sixer? So, like, nobody should be surprised. The thing I always say about him is, the hard part about him is, like, you got a ceiling and a floor, like every player. His floor, it makes it unwinnable. Yeah. That's the problem. Because there are other guys, hey, man, like, okay, for instance, like Durant, okay, the first game, I think, or first game in the series against Denver, he had 31 points. He shot like 12 for something.
Yeah.
He had a terrible, guess what? He still got to 31 points. Like, he had an effect on the game. When Harden is in these moments, his floor, because he's got the ball as your primary ball handler and threat, his floor is so bad, you're not able to overcome it. That's the problem with Harden. Like, and then obviously,
that's a great point.
Have you ever seen a player in the same series whose floor and ceiling were this far apart?
No, he goes from heaven to hell. I mean, seriously, he's subterranean. His floor.
Talking about he had two good games. He had two of the best games you'll ever see a guy play in the playoffs.
Epic game.
Ever. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. So you're talking about historically great games. And then these other three. And you're like, my goodness. Because even the game 5, he wasn't great, but he was very good in that game. And
if he plays like that last night, they win.
That's what I'm saying. If that should be his floor, if that's his floor, you can still win.
Yeah.
But when he goes into these moments where literally he cannot contribute and he's got the ball all the time, you got a serious problem. It's just like, I mean, similar to Simmons in a way, with the way he went into a shell against Atlanta. Same thing. This is your primary ball handler, your primary decision maker. He's supposed to be a dual threat, and he doesn't want to look at the rim. How are we supposed to overcome that? Like, and that's why he said you've never seen anything like it. You're right. I don't think I ever have either. The ceiling and the floor that he represents the extreme polar opposite of how great he can be, and then how bad he is when he gets in these dark places. It's like, and like I said, that's the worst part. Tatum last night, now I didn't think he was going to make any shots at the end of the game. I thought he was kind of cooked a little bit mentally.
Yeah.
He showed, I'm going to tell you right now, listen to me right now. I will never, ever, ever question Jason Tatum's confidence ever again.
Yeah.
I don't care what he does the rest of his career based on what he did last night, because that told me something. Because you can look at it, visually observe it as a guy that played, and I've played with guys that get rattled at times, whatever. I don't kind of know what that looks like. And I'm watching him last night, and he looked like a guy that was starting to question himself a little bit. And guess what? Man, did he shut me up and answer that, because I'm like, well, that ended that conversation, because you can't play that way if you're in that moment mentally. You just can't do it. Your body won't function right. And that's the problem with Hart. He can't, even if he plays like that all night, he's not going to go make plays at the end of the game to win the game.
No, that's the truth. And that's so you have a good read on him, because you thought game 1 without Embiid he would have a monster and they had a chance to win. You called the game, so you've been kind of on him in these erratic games. What about Sunday? You have any kind of vibe, feeling about how he'll play?
Yeah, and I was super worried about him last night going into the game. I'm not going to lie to you. I was very worried about it, because I understood the pressure. And so when I saw him early in the game, I was like, oh, no. I'm a little concerned here, right? Because he wasn't getting the calls. He threw his arms into guys a couple times on drives, and they didn't give him the whistle, and that's a turnover. And now his ball's going the other way, and then he did step back 3 to go in. So I'm like, uh-oh. I was worried. Now, going into Game 7, I do think he has a better chance to play well Sunday than he did last night. And I'm not saying that hindsight. I'm not saying that hindsight. I'm saying that I thought that yesterday afternoon.
Yeah.
I think he's got a better chance because the atmosphere in there, right? The scrutiny is not on him on the road. Scrutiny's on their guys. They're worried about their guys because they've lost 4 home games in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Okay, so they got a lot of angst up there. Tatum, yeah, he was a hero last night at the end. Guess what? People are worried about the way he's playing. So what if he has a similar game and doesn't make those shots at the end of the game on Sunday? So they're worried up there. There's a lot, and the talk radio about Missoula, they've been killing Missoula. Like, there is a lot of negativity circulating and worry and angst in that city. So they're going to be the ones dealing with that. This is going to be nobody in there scrutinizing Harden. So that should put him in a little bit of a better and more relaxed place. All of them, actually.
So, right. And so, again, and they need more out of Tobias. I thought played really good defense on Tatum early. But you got to be a little bit more. And Melton, like, their role players didn't show up. Like Melton, you had 4 looks, wide open threes. You got to hit 1 or 2 of them. Jeez, killed them last night.
I mean, there's no doubt it takes some of that, man. It takes it takes a Lonnie Walker the fourth. Like, you need somebody unexpectedly. Please, like, we need this right now. And they didn't really get that X factor performance, and Celtics did. Brogdon was sensational last night, and Marcus Smart was arguably the best player on the court last night.
Yeah.
He did everything for them. Made big shots, guarded, made plays, like got 50-50 balls. Like he did everything. And he said it before the game. He said, I'm willing to break bones. I'm willing to bleed. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to win this game. I mean, and he showed it. He backed it up. So
he did.
You can't question that guy's nerve. The Sixers didn't have that. That would have been nice, right? Like even the game 5, they got it from House. Came in and gave him like a nice spark. Like they needed something on a night when Harden was not playing well offensively. Tobias was basically non-existent offensively. They needed it from somewhere else, and they didn't.
And they need Tobias to score a little bit, man. They need
for sure, man. 2 points in a big spot like that. That just can't. You can't. 2 points again. You talk about floor and ceiling. What did Tobias Harris average this season?
Yeah, you're averaging 16 a game, 17 a game.
17 points a game. You get 2 points in a closeout game at home.
Yeah.
And where's that coming from if you don't get that? So that right off the bat, on an average night, there's 15 points somebody else has to get.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And on a night when Harden doesn't get close to his average, well, there's okay. What did he end up with last night? Harden
14. Yeah.
14, right? So there's another 6. I mean, it's like you can't have that many guys play below their average level.
Yeah, that gets ultimately. I was shocked that, like, if you tell me Boston's going to score 95 points, I go, all right, they're going to win.
Sign me up, 100%. Like, sign me up. The fact that the Sixers scored the second fewest points they have all season.
Yeah.
I mean, and look, Boston's a very good defensive team. I get it, but they haven't been close to elite level for like 2 months.
Yeah.
This isn't the same Boston team that went to the finals defensively. It's not the same Boston team at the beginning of the year. They still have the ability because they got good individual personnel defensively. But this is not some team that all of a sudden has been clamping down on people. I mean, they gave up 120 something to the Hawks at home in a closeout game.
I know.
And the Sixers scored 86 on their own court in a closeout game. So you can't really look at it any other way than, I don't like using the word choke. It's just not a word I really use, but there's no question the pressure affected everybody.
Yeah. Wow. So that's what it is. It's going to be about Sunday. Sunday's going to be about who handles the pressure better, right?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Wow.
And I think the Heat probably close out tonight. I don't know what's going to happen in the Warriors-Lakers series. It's very interesting to me because I think if Draymond Green plays as aggressively as he did the other night, regardless of what Anthony Davis does, because everybody says, if AD plays well, they can't beat him. Well, I'm saying if AD plays well, but Draymond Green plays with that level of assertiveness and taking advantage of his own scoring opportunities to that extent, I think Golden State can win that game anyway.
Wow.
So you might have 2 Game 7s on Sunday, which would be epic. Boston, Philly, and Curry, LeBron. You could get, man. That's a hell of a Sunday.
Poor moms, right?
Yeah. Hey, listen. Good news. Get in that brunch early, right?
Yeah.
Get to the brunch. Brunch will be over by 1, and that's when I don't know what the tip-off to these games will be yet.
Yeah.
I don't know what it'll be.
3:30 and 8. 3:30 and 8. Yeah.
3:30 and 8 would be 8 would be Lakers Warriors. Okay.
The 8 would
So
be
there
the
you go.
Sixers.
You got until like 3:28. You got brunch. You can give her a massage. Make sure she smells the flowers.
That's awesome.
Get some pictures.
That's
Dress
awesome.
the kids up, and then by 3:28, she knows it's Mother's Day's over, basically.
That's it. My brother, great stuff, man. Really, you break it down better than anybody, man. That's why you're the best.
Hey, man, I wish I was coming on today talking about the next round, man. But
I
maybe
know.
we'll get that opportunity on Monday.
Tell me about it. Well, that's right. Monday we'll be able to do it. We love you, brother. Have a great weekend.
Right,
enjoy the baby. And give your wife our wishes,
man.
okay?
Same to you, man. You yours. Have a good
Thanks,
one.
brother. See you. There he is, the great Tim Legler on the Comcast Business Hotline, breaking it down. He's right about the floor to ceiling with Harden, Tunis.
Yeah, we've seen it this series.
I mean, that floor to ceiling is just crazy. It's crazy. But he gave us hope. Did you get the hope? Because I got hope out of his conversation.
Yeah, he feels good. He thinks Harden bounces
Harden's
back.
Play better.
That's what we need.
There's hope, Judas. There's hope.
It's all I can ask for 2 days before the game.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know exactly.
Got a lot to go through the next 2 days.
I know. Hey, listen, all the moms out there, happy Mother's Day. We love you guys. Of course, to Christy, your lovely wife, to my lovely wife, Tamara. We want to wish you guys a happy Mother's Day. We love you guys. All the moms out there, we love you. All right? Stay tuned. The best show ever coming your way next. And we'll see you on Monday. Pray, everybody. Pray. We got to win.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Sixers drop Game 6. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to you by the law offices of Glennis Barry.